we are live. We should be live, Chiz. You know what to do. That's your only job. You have one job. You had one job. Well, today you have more.
You have one job.
I did?
Well, today you have more jobs.
I do.
You get to talk about a lot of things today.
I do.
On this show.
By the way, I have an advertisement for Hannibal, and oh my god, that show was amazing.
Was it good?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, it was
It
good.
was really good.
It was decent. Okay.
It was better than D's.
It was better than D's, yeah. It was good.
Okay. Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
We are live? We start right now.
I'm getting a beer.
Oh, shit. I didn't turn it up. Now we're live.
Lefty. This is the Lefty Show.
Chiz, why is your video frozen for me?
Don't ask me.
Worst intro ever. Welcome, everybody, to the show that refuses to die. I am your host, Lefty. Over there, of course, is my awesome co-host, Dr. Chiz, and our guest, soon-to-be host when we rebrand, Hutch. You know him. You love him. You can follow all of us. I am at Lefty643. Chiz is at Dr. Chiz on Twitter, and, of course, at ZomIGottaTouch, and, of course, the O is a 0. Yeah, the show won't die. The Lefty show won't die.
Oh, yes, it will.
But it will. It will. We are very, very close to killing this damn show. It won't die, but we're trying something new now. We got bigger bullets. It will die eventually.
It has nothing to do with your ego either. It has to do with time. It's just like there's not enough hours in the day, and it takes a lot of time. So if any viewers are watching this that don't understand what's going on, it's like podcasts are kind of hard. Like it takes a lot of work. So
yeah, and the thing is, it's like I know a lot of
There's 5
people.
hours of prep work going into this, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
5 hours? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 5 hours totally. Yeah. 5 hours.
there's
5 hours.
17 hours.
Yeah. Well, total man hours. In terms
We get
of,
paid overtime, just tell them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it. But it's like I know people fuss at me about this, especially because when I started having people on, when I invited Chiz on, people were like, "Why are you still calling it the Lefty Show?" It's like, well, I don't know. I don't know what else to freaking call it.
It was your show. It was your show.
And now a lot of people, some people might think that I'm like, I don't want to let go of the Lefty Show, or that I'm
Completely 100% right.
fuck you. No, it's not right.
A therapist might tell you that.
Yeah.
A therapist might tell you that.
Yeah, but they're psychologists, not psychiatrists.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't totally just shut a cigarette in my desk.
Are you saying you need medication?
Maybe
Oh, shit.
they can write scripts. That's nice.
Oh,
Can psychologists ever write scripts?
No. They
Never,
can
ever?
only- No. Never.
But is there like a route like the nurse practitioner thing, or is
No,
that
they
different?
can only point you to someone who has the proper credentials to, but they can never ever say like write a script.
Huh. Okay.
You have to go to medical school for that. You have to be a doctor to do that.
Right, but what about nurse practitioners though? Nurse practitioners can write scripts and they're not doctors.
Really? They can write scripts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
Well-
I had Vicodin or oxycodone. I had an oxycodone refill script written for me by a
Did
nurse
you have
practitioner.
surgery, or did you hurt your back or knee or something?
My ribs.
Oh, how did you do that?
I fell.
Really?
That sucks.
You don't know this story?
What? No.
I
What do you
did
mean?
fall. Story time later.
How do you fall on your ribs? Like, do you not use your arms?
If you hit an
Okay.
awning.
You know what? Lefty's trying to drive a show here, so just let him drive
If you
the
hit an
show.
awning from a third-story window. Anyway,
What? Really?
yeah. Well, we'll talk about it later. I had the show
Christ.
kind of programmed in my head. Don't fuck it up.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
We
Anyway.
should
Shut the
jump
fuck
window.
up, Chiz. It's my job to shut you up. This podcast.
Yeah, Chiz, shut up, idiot.
myself, but okay.
It's the reason the rebranding has taken so long is that I really want to go 100% with the new brand. I don't want to be like rolling it out and be like, oh well, this week we've got the template and that might change, but we don't have the interludes for the breaks at all. Those are still getting worked on. I want to have everything done. I want to have the audio done, the opens, the lead-ins, all that stuff. I want to have it all done and ready to go to rebrand. And so it takes time, but hopefully we're on the cusp of it. Again, we've got bigger bullets this time around. So hopefully the show will die soon enough. And then we can bring you That's Not Why You Called, and it's going to be funny, and it's going to be awesome. We got a lot of great things planned. And also, this is the part of the time of the show where we like to talk about what we've been doing on our respective YouTube channels. Of course, links in the description for everybody. You're at my channel right now. Dr. Chiz has got his own channel, of course. Hutch, if you know who he is. I don't know. He's got some subscribers, I guess.
Never heard of him.
He's starting out.
No,
He's doing.
You can see him in the comment sections of other YouTubers asking to check out his channel.
Yeah, I know nobody will read this, but I upload HD Call of Duty content.
Hey guys, sorry about the spam. It's the only way you can get your name out there on YouTube these days. My name is Shoot First, Ask Later. I make videos. Yeah, no.
I've got great one-clip edits. Please check me out. I'm afraid.
No, I like a lot of those videos. I don't mean to be mean. Sorry.
Well, it's just it. But it doesn't work.
It's the culture.
It's never worked. Has it ever worked?
No, I think I was a little spammy in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I was.
Right, but
not maybe to the extent that like you see on YouTube now, but I mean, I think we're all a little spammy when we first start off.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking spammy to the point where you've got like a .txt file that you just copy paste. Into comments.
Yeah,
were you ever that bad?
Scumbags.
Well, that behavior seems like it's pretty predictable, though. It's like you can't really stop it from happening. So it's just. I think a lot of people do that early on, and then they realize that it doesn't really work that well, or it doesn't really get them the kind of attention that they want. And then I can't imagine someone does that for more than a few months without stopping. But maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. But anyway, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Chiz, what have you been doing?
I want Hutch to go first, and Chatty Cathy over here will not shut up. He will go first, so we can cut him off.
Hutch is a PC gamer now. Hutch, you've been
really.
I know you've been playing PC. Don't even try to hide it.
No, yeah, I got the Alienware X51. It's like the size of an Xbox, and it took someone giving me a computer before finally it took someone giving me a proper PC. But now I can play like BioShock on high settings. I can play. Just all these games look so gorgeous, and my monitor is pretty decent. It's like the Asus monitor.
How does Crysis run?
Great.
I know you're a big Crysis player.
You can run it on high settings. Now I sound like a salesman, and I'm not. You know, there is a conflict of interest here, I guess. Maybe no, there's not. Fuck off. You can run Crysis 3 on like high settings, yeah. But I've been playing mostly BioShock and a lot of Trials, and just started playing The Hidden again, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm really tired because it's been busy, just incredibly busy.
That's Hutch trying to get off the show. He's like, "Can we end it early? I'm tired."
No, didn't say that. You fucking sass talk me, and I'll do that. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Lefty, what have you been playing?
I have been doing a BioShock Let's Play that a lot of people have promptly not watched, but it's okay because they're Let's Plays. They're Let's Plays. I understand that there's going to be a hit in viewership. I do it anyway. I've been doing a lot of that. I actually played. I played The Hidden with some people. You may have heard of them. Some people by the name of Hutch and Sea Nanners, and that was a lot of fun. And
never heard of these people yet.
Yeah, Chiz.
I'm gonna have to Google it later.
So mad.
Lefty's a bad friend.
I did. You know exactly why.
I'm sitting right here.
I didn't
Don't make this weird. Let's move it on.
And
let's get this going.
I've been doing some of that. It's been, trying to be a utility player in the YouTube game, whether you don't want to be strictly a Let's Play guy, but you don't want to be a Call of Duty video commentary guy or commentary. It's kind of hard to run that gambit and not start favoring one thing versus the other. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to upload multiple things, I don't know how other guys do it because I see it and I see successful channels doing it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. I'm probably dumb.
There's no planning. There's no planning for me. I'm not. I don't need to be presumptuous.
You just do what you do.
It's wake up in the morning and me and Adam have been playing a lot of games together because it's fun again and we're having a really good time and we just know each other really well. And we'll just wake up in the morning. I'll call super gay. I'll call him, or he'll call me, and then we'll just ask what do you want to play today, and then boom, and that's it.
And if I can interject, I really like what you guys are doing with that whole your move thing.
Yeah, well,
you guys are collaborating without actually collaborating, and I think
there's
that's
no
awesome.
Collaboration. That's legitimate. I woke up the other day horrified to see that he beat my top score. And like, I can't keep my mouth shut, so as soon as I beat his top score, I'm like texting him ferociously and talking about shit. And when he beat my top score, he kept nice and quiet, and the way that I found out was people on Twitter saying, dude, check Nanner's channel. And I just knew, as soon as they said that, I knew that motherfucker beat.
How hard is it? How hard is it to get this kind of scores you guys are getting? I haven't played that game.
Dude, there's like 90,000 people on the leaderboards, and I'm ranked like 36 right now, and he's ranked like 14. But now that number is rising because people are watching the videos, and then now they're beating our scores. So it's getting even harder and harder, and like it's hard. It's really hard.
I like that from like a promotional standpoint, because there's no overt like go check this guy out, go watch the follow-up video here. It happens naturally.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
I think it's important just to keep the business side of it business and make sure that the game side of it is game and fun. And like it should be a game and it should be fun. And like sometimes like it's kind of hard if you get busy, but it's nothing really hard to justify complaining too much, you know, in my mind. I don't know.
I complain all the time.
Yes, he does.
I just do it because
It gets to be a nuisance after a while.
Well, because fuck you. I'm going to complain about stuff that I don't like. You don't like it, you can unfollow, unsubscribe, or get off my goddamn show. How's that? Huh?
You tell him, Lefty.
Yeah, damn right. Who am I talking to again? I don't even know.
That's a little bit. All right,
I don't know. Chiz, Chiz, what have you been doing? What are you doing? What are you doing over
you
there?
talk to me like a dog. It's a little too far.
What are you? You want to go upload some videos? You want to go to youtube.com/drcoffeemd? You want to upload videos?
Oh, this is cute. This is
Say my channel name one more time, and then I'll be okay with the puppy talk.
youtube.com/drcoffeemd is where you can find Dr. Chiz.
Last week I was doing. We didn't do a show last week. Last week I was doing Bioshock Infinite. You're beating me now. Currently, I'm actually only 2 hours into that game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've been busy streaming all this week.
Yeah, you've been streaming a lot of Defiance.
I've been streaming about 8 hours a day on average. I went for 16 on Sunday, I believe. That was insane.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm wearing my custom-made poop shoes shirt. You wear poop shoes, you only get it. You'll only understand the reference if you've played Defiance. But yeah, that is.
No, explain. No. Explain poop shoes.
Explain
please.
it. Okay.
Explain
well, there's weapons that do it, but mainly one of the forms of enemy factions in the MMO shooter, because it's an MMO shooter, and I like it because it's a shooter, because I hate MMOs.
Right.
Is these hell bugs, and they're an alien race, and when they spit on you when they're not attacking you normally, it's this brown shit, and I was like, well, that looks like poop. And I was streaming, and I was like, well, that looks like poop. Oh, he's giving me poop shoes, because when you get hit with it or you walk in it, you get these big brown fucking things on your feet, and they slow you down. It's like sludge. So I patented poop shoes, and now the developers, the social media team, and the publishers all at Trial and Worlds have ran and used that word poop shoes in their streams, in their tweets,
That's
and
awesome,
everything.
dude. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm making poop shoes clothing because I fucking. I
Where can we?
myself,
Where can we buy those? Can we buy them?
You can buy them at drchiz.spreadshirt.com.
Oh, I wasn't even
YouTube.
really intending a plug. I was just asking if we could actually buy them. Okay,
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
that
they're
works.
on my. I mean, I put it up there just so I could fucking buy them myself and wear. But if anyone else wants to, be my guest. But yeah, Defiance. That's all I've been playing, and it's super fun. Like I.
How is it for
MMOs.
like a tie-in? Because usually tie-in games are kind of.
Are you talking about because it's got a show correlated with it?
Yeah, I
do you
like.
mean?
Now, what comes first? Does Defiance the game come first, or does Defiance the show come first?
That's the thing. They're two separate. Because if you don't know, Defiance also has a TV show coming out on the Sci-Fi Channel. They're two separate things that were being made at the same time. They dabble in the same universe because the show takes place in St. Louis, and the game is in San Francisco in the Bay. And they tie in the universe, and there's cool things like each episode of the show that comes out, there's going to be an episodic mission in the game to do that helps tie in the story. And Season 1 of the game, I know for a fact, because I actually got to go to their studios and do some work, Season 1 of the game is going to heavily influence a lot of what happens in Season 2 of the show. Obviously not now, because the show is made and produced already. It's out there.
That's like, do you remember the Matrix films and when the Matrix game came out? It was Jada Pinkett Smith's character and then the guy that she was running in. I can't remember their characters in the movie.
What's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember that character's name, but
Was it on the PlayStation 2, or are you talking about Matrix Online?
No, not
the
Matrix
MMO.
Online. That was a huge flop. I'm talking about just the Matrix the game, and it was on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and original Xbox, and PC, I believe. But what they did was kind of cool, actually. That game was underrated, I think.
No, it was a really good game. I liked it. I dug it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. But Jada Pinkett Smith's character and the other guy, it's like a tall Asian guy, they didn't have the biggest roles in Reloaded and Revolutions, but the game was centered around their characters. Like, they were the
and what they
protagonists
did
in
the movie, right?
And and it coincided with the movie. So like the game was basically what they were doing in that universe in those two films, but you couldn't see it in the movie, and so they just made the game center around those two characters. So
yeah, and that's cool. I like that when
Yeah, it's a cool aspect of storytelling because, as you know, like I know why you asked me, because a lot of times when there's a game based off a TV show or a movie or vice versa, it's awful. It doesn't work out that way. But these are two separate entities made together, and they dabble in the same universe. So it's kind of cool like that. Like, you know, what you're doing in the game or who you're playing as. I mean, you're yourself. The main characters from the show happen to be in there during the episodic missions, which is cool. But, I mean, the show is in St. Louis. You're in the Bay when you're playing it. So it kind of shows you how big this universe and world is going to be if they're that far apart.
Well, that's a cool way of doing a tie-in. A lot of the times, or a tie-in or like a game adaptation of a film, Lefty's correct. Like, a lot of them aren't that awesome.
Yeah.
And,
one of the Spider-Man games
go ahead.
One of the Spider-Man games on PlayStation 2 wasn't bad.
Every once in a while.
Was Spider-Man 2? Maybe I want to say it wasn't.
A lot of those Spider-Man games are actually a lot of fun, but like sometimes the tie-ins do really well, I think, and get it right. And then I like creative ways of doing it. Like, I didn't know anything about Defiance before you said that, but that sounds. I like that. That's a creative way to kind of meld those two universes together.
Did they fix that Colonel's hair in Defiance?
No, it's still perfectly flats up like that. You can cut your chin on it.
Well, but the thing is, it's like they were trying to create like this kind of look for the hair, right?
Right.
But there were only real rendered hair follicles that went in like a V shape on his head. So like they would come down to a point right here, and then there would be another line farther in towards the top of his skull, all the way down. And when I was playing the alpha, I was like, "What the hell is wrong with this guy's hair?" Like, because I played a lot of video games, and I don't design video games.
You are the graphics elitist over here, though, if anyone remembers.
But I don't see any necessity in downgrading overtly your graphical quality for any specific reason.
So we've already had this conversation, though, because what about Mega Man 8 and 9, you know?
Right,
Story's great, Lefty. Story's great. But the graphics are good. It's just like, you know, like you said, his hair, which luckily you don't run into the Colonel that much, so it's not that big of a nuisance for you.
How long have we been gaming now? How long have we been, like, bugs? Like, I'm not even mad about bugs anymore.
Oh, no,
like,
it's not a bug. I was just like...
Oh, there's bugs in the game right now. There are bugs in the game.
Sure,
luckily, when the show... but when the show releases, they're putting out a patch that has 8 pages worth of notes to it. So they're putting out a lot of shit. And that's what's cool, because it's an MMO, but it doesn't have a subscription plan to it. You just pay it like $60 like BioShock Infinite, and you've got the game, and it's forever. You know, it's cool. And it's coming out with like free DLC and content coming out all the time. It has a season pass for it as well, for, you know, other DLC like characters and shit you can play as, but for the most part, a lot of the cool shit is going to be free and implemented into the MMO.
Well, they have to make a profit, otherwise they can't make a second.
Right, exactly.
Continue the series, so it's like, I don't know why people get upset about microtransactions. It's like, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they're done, if microtransactions are done properly, then no one should be complaining about them. No.
Exactly, unless they affect the game in a poor manner where it turns into like a buy-to-win type situation, then you're fine. But like, it has some microtransactions.
I don't know. Even still, it's like you're getting the game for free.
Still,
you know? I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, but I think pay-to-win schemes in fully retail price games, I'm not. I don't know. The one thing I really don't like is that, and we're probably going to start seeing it a lot more, is pay to or microtransaction DLC being included on the retail disc.
But that's the thing. All right, this one does have I'm going to have to use 2 examples here. This one has microtransactions, but they're things that don't really affect it. Like, you can have outfits, You can buy lock boxes, which give you random guns. You don't know what they are. They could be shit. And the cool one is like inventory slots, because you fill that shit up really quick. So you can buy like 15 extra slots, or you can buy like, I want 10% higher EXP for like, a day or whatever. You can do things like that, which it works. But funny you bring that up. Another game that's just has hit all three forms of making revenue is Black Ops 2. It's a retail game. It has a season pass for DLC, and just recently it's had microtransactions.
Wait, what? When?
The gun DLCs, the camos and stuff.
Yeah.
Those aren't part of the season pass. Those are microtransactions.
Oh.
So Black Ops 2 has, it's dabbled in all three realms, and it seemed to be just fine there because they're cosmetic things. When you do microtransactions that are cosmetic, like League of Legends, it tends to work and doesn't piss anyone off.
Yeah, but can you? Here's my question. Can you, if you pick up a gun, if I don't have the cosmetic DLC and I pick up a weapon of somebody that does have the cosmetic DLC,
I'll bet you still get it.
You still get it, I'm sure.
Well,
I don't
then that
know,
means
but
it's
I'm
on
sure
the
you
disc,
do.
and that's not okay.
But that's the same thing for the Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper works the same way. You can play with that even in
Then how do you
gun
get
games
it?
or something like that.
Then how do you get
It's
it?
an update for the game.
It's included in the update itself.
Presumably, I don't know, but that's how they do
Okay,
those.
yeah.
That's how they did the. That's how they did the Peacemaker or Peacekeeper.
Peacekeeper.
Peacekeeper. That's how they did the Peacekeeper. Was that it was a download. It was like an
Right.
update. It was like a hot fix.
Right.
And like you were able to use the gun even if you didn't have the DLC. I would guess that it's the same for this, although I don't know.
I
don't think they would
I
have
amend my
camos on
previous
this.
statement. I hope that it is part of a download as part of the patch or update and not included on the disc. Although, would it really surprise anybody if the next Call of Duty Activision inserted those things on the disc from launch?
Well, they do for maps a lot of times.
See, I hate to be, I
Yeah,
mean,
but that's not
For a
okay.
while, when leaked photos come out, it's always of it being shown in the menu that those maps are there. They're just they
and
do
that's
that
not
for
okay.
like all the games. So like Capcom fighting games, they've got characters that
that's-
are locked in there.
Right,
that
that's not
you can't
okay.
get.
That's not,
I
don't-
disagree.
I
totally disagree.
Why
I'm
do you
gonna be-
disagree? Tell me why you disagree.
Well, I'm not gonna be rude. This does need to escalate, but like,
Oh no, I'll escalate it. Fuck you.
okay, yeah, all right, whatever.
Let's
dude.
fight.
At the end of the day, they're selling a product. They make the price, and you, as a consumer, decide if what's available on that disc for you. You are deciding whether or not that's worth $60.
Yes.
If you buy that game, you have no right to complain about what's already on the disc, because if it's a part of their rollout strategy, that's the strategy that they've picked, and you
enter into a contract with them when you buy
Well,
the
I
game.
don't know, but when I go to GameStop, I don't sign any contracts. But like,
But that's what your receipt is. Your receipt is the contract.
Okay, sure, yeah. You alone are responsible for the decision to buy that game with everything that it's marketed as having. So if it says on the back of that fucking game there's 8 maps, you're making the decision to buy that game. It doesn't matter if there's 16 more maps on the disc. Look at what you're buying and decide whether or not you're okay with it. That's my logic.
But aren't you buying the disc too?
You're buying the content.
but I'm not. I don't know how to operate a CD. I don't know. I don't even know how CDs
Okay,
work.
so
DVDs
okay.
work. Doesn't matter to me. Like, just because some savvy hacker found some, there's 4 maps on this CD. I don't understand.
Okay. So then,
frustration.
would you support banning that guy that finds the maps and finds a way to access them without paying? Would that be okay?
I have no.
That's
opinion.
technically
I'm not
pirating.
a public. Yeah.
How is
I'm
that
not a publisher.
pirating? He bought
because
the
he
disc.
stole. But he's not permeable to those maps.
But I bought the disc.
No,
See,
you
but I
bought
don't-
disc is
I
mine.
think
on
that-
the.
See, but I think that this is kind of a flawed way to even look at it, because hackers have always, will always, and do exist right now. And as long as there's some hidden thing on a disc, they'll always find it. It's just inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they're going to get punished for doing that. Like what they're doing is illegal. So like I'm not saying that you know what? I have no opinion on that. I have no opinion on whether or not they should be prosecuted. I am not a hacker. I don't know how to hack. But if I'm not a publisher or developer, I don't know what I would feel if I saw that happening. So I'm not trying to sit on the fence.
I think it's bullshit. I think Hutch runs headshots he's got aimbots and stuff when he boots up Modern Warfare 2 and COD 4. My point is this.
How do you think he made all those montages back
Yeah,
in the day?
yeah. That's the secret's out. You got nothing, buddy. My point is more this: is that when I'm buying a game, when I go to buy the box or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It gets more complicated with digital downloads. But just when you're going to buy the retail box, like I said, I'm entering into a contract with GameStop or whomever I'm buying it from, but vicariously with the publisher of the game. And I say, I'm giving you my money, and I get this game, and I have reasonable expectations that it works, that it does what it says it does, all those things. But one of the central tenets of entering into a contract is consideration. I have to be able to consider the terms to the contract before I can be held to those terms.
The terms are on the back of the box, though. 8 maps included in the game. So this, and this. But
is that a term?
They don't even have to tell you what's on that disc. You don't have a smartphone, like on the actual box. You can't look up the information yourself. No, like it's so easy. They can't put everything that's in that game on a box. There's limited space. There's limited physical space.
Right, but I have to be, if I'm going to be told that I'm not actually buying the disc and thus I have the right to access whatever's on that disc, I'm buying a disc for the ability.
But you don't, because if you could make copies of the disc. You get into the root code of the coding if you wanted to and look and change everything.
Mine.
You can't.
And it's
but it's
mine.
Not
I do what I want
just like
with
when
it.
you buy a song on iTunes, you don't own that song. You are licensing.
Yes, I do.
That
I can
song.
do whatever I want to with that code. With the code that is that song.
No,
that's
but
mine.
you don't own the song.
You license that song. You have no right to that. That is a license you are buying for that song. You don't own that song.
What if I buy a car? If I buy a car, I can't paint the car?
Well,
but you bought that.
That's a little no. You're talking about specific. You're talking about specific.
I'm talking about the
contracts.
right of first sale. I'm talking about the developer, the seller of whatever, the proprietor can dictate how I interact with the content up until the point I buy it. Up until the point I enter into that contract. Once it's mine, I can do what I please with it.
But is there
outside of
but as
soon as you start hacking the game and then releasing a hack,
Chiz, is there a terms of use when I buy a disc?
There is.
What does it say on the back?
Fuck if I know.
who's got a disc?
Read it to
Batman
me.
Arkham
I got a
City.
disc.
Cross shot.
I got a Hitman disc right over there, but you go ahead and
For use only with the Xbox 360 Entertainment System with NTSC designation, Xbox 360 requires up to 256 megabytes, blah, 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 blah.
Well, but that falls under the Xbox umbrella because Xbox has their own terms that say you are not allowed to modify.
But I'm talking about what I'm allowed to do with this disc once I buy it. What
you're allowed to play the game, and you can, if you want to alter it for your own purposes. No one's going to stop you. As soon as if you're
when I take it online, when I try to interact with others,
you take it online and start exploiting it, and then making others able to exploit it as well.
Yes,
then you're crossing a line. And what I want to say is, like, this is not. If you're buying a game, that is not your chocolate factory. You are not Willy Wonka. The developer and the publisher are Willy Wonka. That is their chocolate factory. If they want to put 4 hidden maps on a disc, what skin is it off my back? I need to decide if I'm okay with those 8 maps before I spend that money.
Yeah.
What if they don't tell you that? What if they don't tell you that there's hidden content or that you're only?
They don't have to tell you anything.
What does it matter? The reason they put backdoor maps like that and put it on the disc already is because to save time when people are downloading and uploading those things. It's not like it's a maniacal scheme that they've made them on. What's the difference if they made those 4 maps in advance, but you had to download them later through an Xbox update than being on the disc when they load them? What is the difference?
The difference is the time it takes the time each individual developer spends creating the base game.
Do you know how many developers work on games? These teams are anywhere between like 2 and 150 people.
Okay.
So like you can't. It's not as simple as just saying, well, if there's 16 maps on the disc, I should just get 16 maps. Well, it's part of their rollout strategy. They only have so much manpower and time, and like you can make the argument that all video game corporations are greedy and all they care about is making money. But look at a
lot of them do.
We live in a capitalistic economy. That is their
right. But making money is okay up to a point when you start gouging consumers.
Well, that's up to the consumer whether or not they feel like they're being gouged. You feel
Yeah.
like you're being gouged.
I
just
don't.
agree.
I just don't think they're open enough about it. That's
So
my
don't
problem.
support. So don't ever buy and support games that you think are gouging. That's your.
I don't. Or well, I won't.
Okay.
I've
There you
already
go.
bought
That's-
Black Ops 2. I'm probably not going to buy whatever's
I do
next.
not agree with that at all. Black Ops 2 shipped with what, like 12, 16 maps or something like that? Do you
Well,
know
no,
how
I
many
already
first-
bought it. I bought it. I bought it
Yeah.
twice, actually. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with Black Ops 2. I have a problem with Activision as a whole. And I have a problem.
Well, you know.
I have.
Pick your poison. Activision, EA, they're you gotta pick your poison.
Yeah,
They're-
well,
all
EA is
their-
voted the
all their-
shittiest company in America now.
It's funny how bad EA has been in the limelight right now. Activision actually looks kind of good.
Yeah, everyone's like, fine, go ahead.
I'm
and
not.
be
I haven't
assholes.
followed anything about.
Oh, it's
you
funny.
guys
We'll
talking
talk about it on the other side of the break. EA has been labeled the shittiest corporation
Did
in
you see
America
that? It
for the
was number
second
one
year in a
above,
row.
Bank of America and like Exxon Mobil and shit
Yeah,
like
somebody
that.
tweet us
That poll's
hashtag
bullshit,
Lefty Show.
though,
Tell me
still.
why Bank of America sucks. I don't know why. I'm not saying they
Really?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Really?
B of
I
A,
have-
man. B of A. They're-
I'm not trying to say that they're actually good. I'm trying to say that I have no idea why they apparently suck so bad. But anyway, tweet us hashtag Lefty Show on the other side of a break. We got a lot more content on the way. We'll be right back.
Are we on a break? Do we have 5
After me
minutes?
and coffee.
What is
Yeah,
it,
we
5
got
minutes?
3 minutes, I think.
5 minutes. All right.
3.
He's getting older.
That was timed properly.
Oh, hit the volume button. But not wiser.
That does not sound
This
like it.
is the Lefty Show.
That is the awesomeness of voice filters and effects in Sony Vegas, my
It does
friend.
not sound like you. I can't believe that's you. That does
It's
not
not.
sound like you at all.
This
sounds like,
is the Lefty Show.
Oh.
And then I just throw
Yeah,
that through a
that's-
bunch of filters, and that's
Have
how
you
we
ever
do
done voice acting?
it. No, I don't. I'm not a big voice guy. I don't have those kind of big voice like
Really?
this summer.
What
Really?
the fuck?
Dude, when we're playing games, he'll pull out a fucking Christopher Walken.
The
and shit like
Christopher
that.
Walken is awful though.
It's funny because I can catch him when he goes into left.
Yeah, when I lose it, and when I lose Christopher Walken, it's bad.
He
Ah,
turns into a Jew.
I turn into I turn into an old man.
False modesty doesn't suit you, Lefty. You see it all the time in your comments. I see it sometimes in my comments, but you've got a voice for radio.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Podcast.
But you see, the thing is, there's a difference between like there's radio voices, like we're doing talk radio and stuff, and then there's big
Yeah.
voice guys. Those guys that do like the voiceovers, like this summer. Those guys you can hear for a little bit, and it sounds really cool, like during a
Who
movie
did,
preview or something. But if you extended it to an entire show, it sounds awful.
I
And,
don't
like,
know who does the voice of Wheatley in Portal 2. Because that guy, he's not a voice actor. He just
He's a
he
comedian,
does
I
the,
think.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a comedian. He's on the
Some-
Ricky Gervais podcast.
Yeah, no, that guy was really good.
Yeah.
Well,
he's
yeah.
an amazing Wheatley. You could do
Oh,
like
so
one
you're talking
character
about voice acting of like playing an actual character?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
what
you
did
ever
you
thought
think?
about doing that?
I'm not really not to that extent. No, I don't know if I can I act. I have no idea if I can act. I don't
You're
know.
acting right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm being real. This shit is real.
Yeah.
And stuff.
He'd be crying right now if it was real.
Well, hosting's hard, and it does take like some acting, but it's not like you're not who you are. But there's like it is
It's
hard.
a form of you.
It is, yeah, and it's a lot harder than a lot of people think. But
Maybe I got.
yeah, man, you got a voice.
Stephen Merchant, thank you.
What about actual machinima, like machine cinema? You never thought about doing like a narrative driven like. story?
Please don't steal him from me. I was going to ask him to do something.
I don't know how to get into any of that. I have no idea.
Well, all right. Well, you got your first client right here,
Right
Mr.
here.
Mr. Coffee MD.
Okay,
Yeah.
$10,000. You got me to do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, maybe
But anyway,
9,000.
all right, 9,500. That's it. Final
Sold.
offer. Anyway, welcome back to the Lefty Show. We thank you all for joining. And I want to talk about. I want to clarify something because we're talking a little bit about copyright, what you own and what you don't own. It's a very interesting discussion, and I made a point to not talk specifically. Also, I apologize if everybody's voice was a little low during the first segment. XSplit.
Oh, how convenient! Everybody heard your point loud and clear, but me and Hutch were
No,
silent.
you guys should be able to be heard. It was just it was like muffled. I fixed it now, I think. Usually people are all over me and letting me know #Lefty Show. Do that now. Also, it's been a while. I'm out of practice. I think we shouldn't be crackling. I think I've handled that. But if if there's crackling a lot, let me know and I can just mute and unmute XSplit. But one thing I wanted to clarify was that I was talking specifically about physical discs and about physical consoles and that kind of thing, because the interesting part, because a lot of people say, well, you license it, and I say, well, the thing you have to understand, number one, about contracts is that, what you enter into, there's no hidden stuff. They can't say the license agreement that's on the inside box of most video games is null and void. It can't be enforced because you didn't have a proper chance to consider the terms of that contract, which it is a contract. But the reason I talk about, and that's the reason I talk about physical copies, because when you start talking about digital copies, and I made that specific point, is because digital copies are very upfront about this is a license agreement. That, and of course, if you really went through it, maybe there's things that they reserve that they can't really enforce, like they reserve the right to your firstborn child. I don't know, but that's the reason why I talked about physical stuff. The guy that cracked the PS3 root code, good for that guy. Good, yes, he did what he should be allowed to do with property that he owned. Yes, he owns everything in that console. Does he have the right to proliferate it and profit from it? Those are different questions. The question
Wait,
of
which PS3 issue are you talking about now? Because you lost.
Is it what's his name? Hot?
Are you talking about the guy that released all the credit card information and did
No.
This guy is the one that originally started unlocking iPhones back in the day, GeoHot, and he also cracked the root code of PS3, and
okay.
he was putting his own like firmware on it and shit like that.
Yeah. Now, in a vacuum, that guy, there's no reason you should punish him. Now, when he's proliferating it and if he's profiting from it, those are different questions. But in the absolute of are you allowed to crack your PS3 once you buy it? Undoubtedly, yes, because you own it. It's yours.
But technically, no. Just like
yes.
No.
Not technically, no. Yes.
All right. Let me ask you this: if you take a disc, people don't do this anymore because we have digital releases. If you rented a movie, let's say Redbox, because you could do this still, a lot of people do.
Yes.
And you burned it to your computer and then return the disc, but you've got the copy on your PC. You're not selling, distributing it, or anything. You're watching it for yourself. Is that infringing on copyright?
No.
Okay,
hold on. Without reading the terms of the Redbox thing, because I don't know. I don't know like what they have. I've never gone up to them.
But regardless,
and
you're just not allowed to do that.
Yeah,
across the board, you cannot.
Yes, you can.
No. Chiz, I think Chiz is right on. Or I think I'm sorry. I think Lefty's right on this one. It's like
you can.
What number? That is impossible to enforce. If someone wants to buy a PS3,
it's still under the law.
I don't know if it's illegal to do that though. If you're in your own home and you crack open a PlayStation 3 and do whatever you want with it, as long as you're not spreading that to other people, as long as it's not a hack that allows for, like we've all heard of the Xboxes that are modded that have like 250 old school Nintendo games and stuff like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is no way to enforce you modding your own Xbox. There is no way. I don't care if it's in a contract. The second that you mod it and then you're affecting other people's experience or you're selling these modded Xboxes, you are then running the risk of being prosecuted. And like it's kind of goes back to, if I could say one more thing, like Kim.com, the guy who owns Mega.
Yeah,
right.
Like, rock star.
He's a rock star, but I'm
kind
of conflicted on him as well, because it's like that guy's making so much. He has what?
He's making buku
5
bucks.
Helicopters, and 6 mansions,
buku bucks,
and like. For me, in my mind, when I see that, it can't be as altruistic as he puts it on Twitter. He puts himself out to be fucking Gandhi on Twitter, like he's doing the world this huge service, and that's up for debate. And but I can't take him seriously with 5 mansions and 17 helicopters. I can't. I follow
You
him
wouldn't
on
have
Twitter.
if you had Kim.com money. You wouldn't have 5 mansions and 5 helicopters and.
But I don't know, man. I just
especially
can't.
that guy did time. That guy did time.
I hear that.
Hard
I don't
time.
know.
And he's got money now.
I'm
He's going to do
conflicted
whatever
on
the hell he wants with it.
I'm conflicted on Kim.com. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm he's too much of a rock star for me.
I just love that he's like I'm fat. I've got money. Let's spend it and do crazy shit because I'm Kim.com. Like,
Well,
regardless of how he has his money or his politics and stuff, I just like that he's just like a rock star. He's like, fuck it, whatever.
Radix malorum est cupiditas. Someone tell me what that is. Lefty?
I do not know that philosophy.
Fucking Chaucer, man.
Subscribe to youtube.com/LeftyOX.
No, the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Mm-hmm. And I still think it's silly that we live in a world that measures success in monetary. Like, that seems to be, I don't know. He's too much of a rock star for me. He's too much. That's all I'm
fine.
saying.
No, that's fine. I'm sure. I don't think anybody. Well, it's the internet. Yeah, people find fault.
I look at him as the anti-Gabe Newell.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
I mean, I love them both, but they're both very smart people. They do very similar things, and they look at media in the same way. But the way he went about doing it, he's kind of the anti-Gabe Newell.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's like Gabe Newell if Gabe Newell got strung out on cocaine for like 3 months.
Right.
And like didn't lose weight and somehow managed to like gain weight on a coke bender.
Then again, I think he's doing better than Gabe Newell.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, at that level, you're talking about, you know, it's the thing from Wall Street. How many yachts can you ski behind, or can you water ski behind? Right?
Yeah.
Like, Kim.com's like, oh, I got 3 yachts, and Gabe Newell's like, well, I only got like 1 and 3/4. You know, I've got
the other 2.
Yeah, I rent the other one out. I can't really afford to keep the crew on it full time. It's like, oh well.
But Gabe Newell is he strikes me as a very humble guy. He strikes me as a guy that's really trying to help the games industry, whereas
not just the games industry, just media in general.
Media in general,
he's really trying to push it.
Yeah, he's really trying to change the platform, and he is a really good counterbalance to something like Apple and iTunes, because as long as he's around, he's going to be a reminder to all these other companies that there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And I'm so on board with Steam, it's not even funny. Steam is just such a great platform.
Hutch getting paid by Steam now. Send them big piles of money.
Yeah, if you want to give them my number, sure, go for it.
Do you get that a lot whenever you say something's good, that people immediately
every time,
every single time? Really?
Every time.
Do you see the Blue Yeti in his frame right now, people? Yeah, sponsored by Blue Yeti.
It's just every time, you know, and like lately I've just been resigning myself to just like my stance now is if I ever do anything that's a campaign, I will say it. It will be transparent every time, and then I no longer have to worry about it.
Well, you kind of have to do that too, don't you? Aren't there FCC regulations that if they really wanted to mess with you, they could? Because you can't secret advertise. You have to be like, and that's why I say, you know, this thing brought to you by whatever. Yeah. That's why if you want to advertise on That's Not Why You Called, when we finally roll it out, we can say, this segment brought to you by Monster Energy Drinks. Yeah. Got a great new flavor coming out. I drink them all the time. I drink 4 a day, and that's why I'm going to live to be only 35.
Yeah, and YouTube, but YouTube as a platform like grew, like it went into hypergrowth in the last few years, and so it was just too big to manage. And I think now they're doing a better job of cracking down because a lot of users, content creators, were not aware of it was like the iTunes terms of service where it's like 50 pages and you don't know what's going on, but technically, yeah, I think you're right. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's just easier to tell people this is a campaign, full transparency, and then people just decide whether or not you're trustworthy. And that depends on what you choose to attach yourself to. And
I think that also, but that also gets into the idea of what's an endorsement and what's just a paid campaign. Because if I'm like, all right, look, I'm getting paid by these people, so I can't say their product sucks, but I don't really like their product. But they're paying the bills. And you know what? A lot of people out there run ad blocks, so I got to do this. I maybe don't want to.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Like, why would you enter into a contract with someone whose product you didn't support?
Because they got money. Money's green, baby.
All right, you know that depends on whoever's doing that. But I mean,
you know, at one point, can you walk that line of like, look, I got to do this to pay the, you know, everybody just kind of act like you're really intrigued by this product and really nobody gives a shit about. And then if Monster sponsored this show, I'd be like, yeah, because I drink Monster and I like it. Is it good for you? I don't fucking know, but it's probably not bad.
It's probably got lots of sugar.
I mean, you know, you guys smoke, so screw you. Stop judging me for my life choices.
Everybody has their vices, all right?
Yeah, you dicks.
Just be aware of your vices and accept them, and don't try to hide them. That's like sort of like with. Yep,
not drinking Monster. This is just water.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't think it serves either the advertiser or the person that they're advertising with. If the person they're advertising with doesn't support what they're advertising, and it's so clear, because I think we've all seen YouTube videos at this point where it's just so forced and awkward and weird.
Like this show.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of takes care of itself after a while because people usually don't stick around. Like once that kind of
once that goes out the door,
it's just people usually don't stick around. Like it's just they just don't. And, you know.
I like to do edible panties reads for edible panties. I think a lot
Joe
of
Rogan.
Who sponsors Joe Rogan?
It's Fleshlight.
Fleshlight.
God, what a wonderful.
Well, I don't know who's sponsoring now, but for a while it was like Fleshlight, and he does it so. You know who does advertising perfectly? And my wife pointed it out, but Stephen Colbert. He just does it so well.
Good.
Where it's just like he makes it funny, but he's still advertising a product, but he makes it funny, and like that. I think and not in a way that's like manipulative or shady or backhanded or anything. I feel like he's totally transparent and he does he's so professional, man. That guy's my idol, you know, him and Jon Stewart.
Yeah, well, they came up together, and they've got a lot of. So anyway, when we left off, I wanted to know about Bank of America because EA won for the second year in a row the shittiest corporation in America contest. It was like
Wait, who was running the contest?
Chiz, who was running that?
I don't know. It's not that credible. It's just.
Is it a consumer watchdog group? I think it is.
I don't know. I took it as a joke.
Well,
it might be a good idea to look into like.
To think that for EA to win, I mean, you have to think of what demographic of people were voting.
Well, yeah, if it was an only online survey, a lot more people on the internet are more likely to hate EA than Bank of America.
Well, that's why I say you got to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, with the things Bank of America have done, ExxonMobil in the past couple of years.
But what has Bank of America done? I don't get it. I don't know. What have they done? A lot of people have
Do we have 4 hours?
Were they a part of the like the group of 5 super banks that like needed to be bailed out? I don't know.
Yeah. They got bailed out money.
Boom.
Yeah, exactly. What more do you need?
They wrote a check that the American taxpayers had to cash.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Fuck
everyone has switched from Bank of America. I mean, they're so bad. Like every time if you want to use your card, it's like fucking 7% on your withdrawals or something like that. You have to pay a certain amount every time you use your card. Like they're so bad. Like I don't know why anyone would bank with them. I know a lot of corporations do because they're corporations, but you know, on a personal level, like you can just take your money in way better places.
But go to support a local bank.
Yeah, go join a credit union or something.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, I honestly didn't know because I got the feeling some people might think that I'm like, Bank of America isn't that bad, dude, and it's like, dude, I have no
I'm pretty
idea.
sure they're the #1 bank. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly confident.
That might make sense. I see B of A everywhere.
Yeah, B of A is everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.7%. Thank you.
6.7. Oh, wow.
Yeah, well,
not 7. Not 7.
Still.
There you go. You should be.
Hey, that 0.3 is a big deal.
Yeah, you should consider yourself lucky that they're only charging you 6.7% extra on your withdrawals at an ATM. Wow, that's bad.
We just saw this on the Daily Show, but he had a guy who wrote a book that was like that thick on the collapse of the bank collapse meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny the way that he phrased it. I think I heard someone else phrase it before in a similar way, but it's like, let's say the American population, there was like lots of poverty all at the same time. Would we then have the same right to just walk up to the gates of the White House and say, we need money, please help us?
Mm-hmm.
We would be laughed at and called mooches. But when 5 or 6 or 7, however many it was, huge banks do it, all of a sudden it's like, well, we got to get their back.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, you have to get a bank's back, but you can't get.
Yeah, that was that whole.
We'll give the banks the money. We won't watch if they actually do with it what.
And Chase did it again. Chase lost billions of dollars again.
And they're giving themselves huge fucking bonuses in the hundreds of millions.
In the contract they were given with the money, there wasn't anything to declare that they could see what they were spending their money on and to show it was going to go for the intended purposes. None of that was in. It's just here's $600 billion.
Well, you got to blame the government for that too, because the government didn't have to give them the money.
Yeah, you have to blame the government.
It was signed behind closed doors.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
it failed originally when it went up, and then it was signed without anyone knowing, and then it went through.
I think some people are looking for like directional blame here, and it's just like, no, everybody fucked up through everything.
Yeah.
Even the American people are to blame partly for this.
Well,
because
we were kind of everyone was pissed off, if you remember.
Well,
like the Tea Party movement came shortly after that, and like
right, but what about the guys that the guy that's making I don't know whatever $60,000 a year, right, and he's paying off his house and he's paying off of his house and then a bank comes, maybe predatory lending, but all lending is really kind of predatory because that's the whole idea of lending money. But a bank comes and says, well, if you refi, you can get that. We'll give you a check for the equity in your house, and then we're
gonna fuck you on the APR.
It's just like buying. It's just like taking the money out again. And the guy's like, oh well, hell yeah, I'm gonna get a Mercedes. I'm gonna go on trips. I'm gonna go on vacations.
Well, has anyone
better than that?
It's a circle. There's lots of people.
They were giving loans to just everyone
Yeah, and those people were accepting loans that they knew they couldn't pay back.
Yes, but think of it this way: if you were broke, you don't have a home, would you not take that money and go? Exactly, you would. So it's on the banks at that point.
It's also on me though, because I know I can't pay it back, but I'm taking it anyway.
Yeah, in the banks,
I deserve some culpability there.
I'm with both
culpable.
you guys here. Yeah, personal responsibility is important.
And I think everybody's culpable. Everybody. If you want to talk about who's to blame for the economy collapsing as a whole, not just why did the banks lose a lot of money, why did the banks get bailed out? Because you're unnecessarily narrowing your gaze. If you want to answer the question, why did the economy collapse? Why is the economy in the tank? It's because everybody had a hand in fucking shit up.
Yeah, and ignorance, either ignorance or willful ignorance, is complicity in its complicity. Complicity? Yeah, I don't know if that's a word.
It is now. It is now.
Right.
There you go.
You are if either ignorance or willful ignorance, and that by implication says that you were complicit on some level. And I think it's wrong for Americans and for anyone, any citizen of any state, to solely blame their government for their problems, because if you had an informed electorate, then none of this would be happening. All right, so you watch Fox News or CNN every night. That does not, or just NPR, or a lot of it. If you're only, you are part to blame for that. And I'm ignorant of a lot of issues at this point, so I'm not a saint, but.
Yeah, I'm ignorant too, but I talk about them like I'm not. So, because I'm on the internet, I have the microphone because I have the microphone and you don't. Well, I don't vote. Hell no, I don't vote.
That was
George Carlin, man. George Carlin.
Yeah, but his whole point in that bit was, it's not my like the whole argument of if you don't vote, you have nothing to say. That's a bullshit argument.
You have no right to.
What if nobody voted? That would get the point across.
Yeah, it would.
And
what if literally nobody voted? That would get the point across loud and clear.
Fuck all you.
Everybody vote for Nader 1 year. Let's make it happen. He's only been running.
Even if he's not running.
Decades.
Even if he's not like 1 year, he's like nah.
Well, what was that state where they had a dead person running for like mayor of a city or whatever? They had I'm serious. It was in a city. They
look
had
it up. Please look it up.
A dead mayor and a live person.
Did you read that in
Mad Magazine or something?
Stupid White Men. Did you read that in Stupid White Men?
No, I've heard several people bring it up before.
Yeah, I think that was in Michael Moore's book Stupid White Men from like the year 2000.
I didn't read
I hate Michael Moore, but that sounds like an awesome title. That's an awesome title for just stupid white people.
Al Franken has the best title of a book ever. It's just Lies and the Lying Liars That Tell Them. It's just,
isn't that the Fair and Balanced one? Isn't that the one? The Fair and Balanced?
Where he just rails on Ann. Probably, but the whole book is him railing on Sean Hannity, Ann Coulter, and Bill O'Reilly. Like, it's just a whole book dedicated to how full of shit those pundits are, and not that I'm totally liberal, but I really liked that book a lot.
Yeah, well, liberal,
libertarian.
Michael Moore is still important, though.
Yeah,
like,
To have him there, yes.
He's still important, but to me, he's like, if you're just getting into politics and you lean more on the left, he's probably a good place to start. But at some point, you might want to move to something a little bit.
I think his conviction and his ability to tell half truths, and
he's a little manipulative.
He's a storyteller.
But I think But I think forming a narrative for a right or wrong for a quote larger purpose, not necessarily a better purpose. I think there's a utilitarian value to that. It's not.
Yeah, I think what he did with Charlton Heston at the end of Bowling for Columbine was kind of weird.
God.
It was kind of weird. Like Charlton Heston had like dementia, and was just, and the way that he cut that whole scene, it was just so. I didn't like that at all.
No,
it's like, I don't care if it's Charlton Heston. I don't care if it's, if it's Pol Pot, maybe. But like.
Well, if it's this one guy, fuck him. Whatever. Yeah, get him.
Well, Pol Pot fucking killed, 2 million Cambodians. But, like, Charlton Heston, don't fucking pick on him when he has dementia. What the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah,
like, I didn't...
But wait, weren't the NRA... Okay, we'll get back to Charlton Heston. Chiz, please look up your dead person running for mayor thing. Google that. On the other side of a break, we got more Lefty Show on the way. Be sure to stick around. As always, we thank you all for liking the stream. Oh, we're going to be talking about Bitcoins. Chiz is going to lay some economics on your bitch asses. Stick around. You got more Lefty Show on the way.
Dicks.
Wieners.
Oh, you said wieners. I thought you said a whip.
He's getting older.
Oh, hit the volume button!
But not wiser. This is the Lefty Show.
All right, welcome back to the Lefty Show, the show that absolutely refuses to die. We put many bullets in it, varying calibers, but we got depleted uranium rounds on the way. Special from Israeli Defense Industries, because apparently we can't buy from the U.S., but IDI was like, hell yeah! Go for it, IDI, here we go. So we got depleted uranium rounds on the way.
It's starting to scare me.
What game was that from? Was it Rage? That you
Where?
could make the game Rage? You remember that game? Was that the... Could you make your bullets have like depleted uranium on it? Like, what was the game that you could do that?
Ooh,
Sounds
I don't
like
know.
Rage.
Yeah.
It
Some
sounds
of
like
the
Rage or
Blacklight
Fallout game.
Retribution. Blacklight Retribution, I think, did like a similar kind of thing. Where it's like
Yeah.
if you shot him, it would still continue to do damage if it was like poisonous in some way. Never mind.
I don't know, but you're talking about a specific thing where it's like the round, you're adding depleted uranium to the rounds to make them. I don't know.
Well, didn't they actually do that in
Don't we do that with our
actually
tank
do
shells?
that?
Well, yeah, those are tank armor. They actually
Yeah.
because uranium is a very, very, very hard, robust
Yeah.
metal.
Well, they were also dipping, weren't they dipping bullets in like the Civil War when you had muskets? Weren't they dipping them in like urine before they shot it so that it would increase the chance of infection? I think they were doing like biological war. I know they were doing like biological warfare as far back as
Never
like.
heard of that.
You never heard of that? Yeah, I think they did it. And then you've also heard of like they gave the indigenous population, the Native Americans, blankets, but they had
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with
they had covered
smallpox.
they had covered
Yeah.
the blankets with smallpox. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Just this got dark. Anyways, what's the next topic? Yeah.
No, so Chiz, have you found the dead
I
mayoral
have.
candidate?
Apparently,
Okay.
this hasn't happened just once. It's happened more than once. But the most recent one. A dead man was elected mayor of Tennessee last year, and he won 268 votes to the previous current in office mayor at 85. That is beautiful.
So the
So they
incumbent
wrote him
lost
on the
to-
ballot.
Yes, and the previous mayor who lost by like almost 200 votes said she was appointed mayor for 16 months, and she thought she had done a good job, but apparently the voters wanted to return to the past. And this guy,
Well, yeah,
I
she must be doing something wrong. I don't know.
that is pretty fucking bad. If you lose to,
really-
my whole campaign would just be going to the gravesite.
I'm
going,
not
Look
dead."
at me, I'm alive. This fucker's dead.
right? I'm not this guy. This guy is dead. I'm not him.
Yeah, by implication, they're saying that if you literally do nothing, you would do a better job than the current mayor. It's just-
Wow. That's I
That
really
is
don't
some
want to make a joke
insult.
about the South. I really don't, but at the same time I do. Because
Hey, you know, I've been to the
Tennessee's up there.
South. I've been to the South. They are really nice. Really
Yeah,
nice. So much
yeah.
nicer than LA. Oh my god.
that's
So much nicer than the people in LA. It's
It's
not
a jaded
even
city, so.
yeah.
funny. Oh yeah.
But I mean, they're nice, but it's just there's some yeah, man. Because
I
when
can't-
Chiz originally told the story, when and I thought, I didn't say it, but I thought in my head, I was like, if this turns out to be true, this has to have originated in the South. This has to have originated south of the Mason-Dixon line. There's no way it can't. There's
I
no
know
other
lots
way it
of
can
people
possibly
in
happen.
the South, man. My family's heritage is in the South. My great grandma was from Alabama. My grandma was from Mississippi. What do you got to say about me, son? I was raised with grits and bacon. Grits are so fucking
What kind
good.
of- what
That's
kind
my
of-
shit, man.
What kind of
Hash
grits do you
browns are
like?
better.
Regular, creamy, or al dente?
Regular grits. Regular
Chiz,
grits.
did you please tell me you got the reference?
Yes.
My cousin Vinny?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yes.
My cousin Vinny? Come
Yeah.
on, you're not throwing one over me. Get out of here.
Nobody, no, I guarantee you, nobody else in the comments gets the
No
my
one
cousin
does.
Vinny
Yeah,
reference.
some of the people in the 20s.
As soon as you
maybe.
started talking about grits, before you got to al dente, that was just like the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's pulling my cousin
Yeah.
Vinny quote right here.
My biological clock is ticking like this. That movie's
sorry.
so good.
That movie is
so
that
good.
movie
That
is
is a
good.
classic.
And if you want it, like the actual lawyering in that movie, I don't know who did who was the guy that was like, hey, here's how court works. But the actual lawyering in that is apparently, I've been told from sources that are actually attorneys, that was really, really like cleverly written. Things that, like, if you're just like ingesting the movie, you're just a normal guy, you're like, oh yeah, that was pretty good because he won. But there are like subtle little things that he does that you would probably have to do in that case to pull off what he did in a courtroom, and it's just
Yeah.
it's
Well,
really,
yeah.
And the
Of
shtick,
course.
the shtick too was hilarious. Like when he kept on fucking up his outfit.
Yeah.
And, like, it just like that movie.
he
is, like,
came in
such a-
wearing a
When
tuxedo.
he come in the giant
Yeah.
red tuxedo.
Yeah.
like a maroon tuxedo.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, man.
that movie is like 4 out of 4 stars. It's like one of the best comedies I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great movie, and Joe Pesci didn't kill anybody in it.
Not a single person.
Not a single. Only one person died in that movie, and it was the clerk at
The clerk. Sorry.
at the Sack.
I don't know
Sons
if Joe
convenience
Pesci
store.
killed anyone in the movie JFK though.
No.
Well, the idea was that he was a part of it, but I don't know if he actually killed anyone in the movie JFK.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can watch it.
Just think about that.
Sure,
I
but he also
actually-
won an Oscar for Goodfellas, though, didn't he? Where he definitely killed some people in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he fucking killed people.
He killed Spider. Wow, Spider.
The actual guy, Spider's sister, used to call the guy that played actual
Christopher
guy.
Moltisanti. No, that's his name in The Sopranos. I'm such an idiot.
Wow.
Michael
I thought it-
Imperioli. His name is Michael
No.
Imperioli. I was going to
No,
call him
the
Christopher
actual
Moltisanti.
guy's name. The actual guy's name is like Hank
Oh.
something.
The
Like,
character.
actual guy.
Sorry, my
Ray
bad.
Liotta played the actual guy, and the actual guy has been on Howard Stern's show. And and Spider was an actual guy who was killed, and they never found the body. And I guess Spider's sister called into Howard Stern and was like confronting Hank and saying, "Tell me where my brother's body's buried." It was so intense. Like you can look it up on YouTube, but you could probably look it up on
That's
YouTube.
fucking cool.
But it is crazy. Like that was
That's-
radio for sure.
That's like
Yeah.
because Henry Hill, he's been
Jeez.
or Hank, whatever he goes by now.
Is
but
it Hank Hill? Was it Hill?
No,
or is
that's
that
the
or is that the
character
character
from
from King of
That's
the
a
Hill?
character from King of the Hill.
Henry
No, it's
Hill.
like it's Henry something. I know you're right, and he
Yeah.
goes by Hank. I think.
But I mean, he's one of those guys. There's another mobster. He was in the guy that provided a lot of the background on Casino. They're like they've turned themselves into rock stars almost, and it's
Yeah.
like, and I'm wondering how do you do it? Because there's got to be guys out there that still want to kill you, or still know that you're supposed to be killed.
Yeah, it's like Denzel Washington, the character that he played in American Gangster. I think he's out of prison
Yeah.
now. Yeah. I don't know, man. If you try to get out of the game,
Yeah,
you just try. But the
every
game
time
always
I'm
brings you
out,
back.
they pull me back in.
Marky doing just fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was just a racist, though. That's all he was. He was just a racist that beat the shit out of some like Vietnamese guy, didn't he?
What? What are you talking about?
Marky
I've
Mark.
never heard of Marky Mark doing that.
Oh, yeah.
He assaulted someone, yes, but I
That
don't
was
know.
him. He was screaming racial slurs while doing it in like wherever he grew up. He grew up in Boston, I think, or something.
Yeah.
In Boston. He was a troublemaker as a kid.
What is
Well,
it?
there's a lot of
epithets? Is it racial?
There's a lot of
epithets?
racial tension in Boston. There's a lot of racial tension in California now too. It's getting worse. It's weird.
For immigration, I'm guessing.
Well, there's the Mexican population has just been getting bigger and bigger, which does not bother me at all.
We got a lot of Russians over here.
Well, there's a lot of Russians in the San Francisco area, particularly, but then there's a lot in LA too. But there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension, and
Like tension over what though?
I don't know how to explain it to you, but I can feel it. Like in Santa Cruz, there's a shit ton of racial tension. Like Mexicans do not like blacks, do not like whites. Actually, Mexicans are wary of whites, do not like blacks. Blacks do not like Mexicans and do not like whites. And of course, I'm generalizing here.
Yeah.
And then of course, there's a shit ton of idiot racist like whites that just don't like anything that's not white.
Wait, hold
and
on
it's just-
a second. Before you go on, those black guys and Mexican guys that you talked about that are distrustful of Mexican and white people, respectively, whatever, they're
Yeah.
racist too.
Totally. There's no such thing as reverse racism.
It's just racism. It's just
racism.
Okay.
And like I don't think that Caucasians are the only people that are guilty of racism. I have experienced racism.
No, there is a
Can you
ton.
tell us a story? Can you tell us the story of your experienced racism, Hutch?
Um,
Who could look at you and be like, I don't like this guy because he's white? Who could look at you and just be like, I don't like him? Who could do that?
I'm
Nobody.
actually not going to share my story, not because I'm going to dodge it, but it's just such a touchy issue.
After
I can
hours.
you're going to have to take my word for it. Like there is racism coming from all angles, and it's like it's getting worse in California. It feels like. It
Yeah.
feels like because like there
Well,
are
there
a
was
lot
that
of,
there was that march on the Capitol building, wasn't there?
well,
too?
they always have marches
Yeah,
in
there's always.
California.
Well, yeah,
there's always the May Day march,
Yeah.
and like the Mexican population in California has become
It's
huge, just huge, and they are now a political force. So if you notice, like the right wing pundits are now saying,
Right.
"Oh, Mexicans,
All of a sudden,
at
oh yeah,
last,
welcome,
like,
welcome.
50 years. We were just kidding."
Yeah.
Come on! It's like now that
Yeah.
it's now that it's politically viable. Of course, they're gonna elect like a. It's retarded.
Yeah, too
I'm
bad.
Sure, I am positive that the Republican presidential candidate in 2016 will be Mexican.
Yeah, but
Or
that guy doesn't
Latino
have a
in some
chance.
way.
That guy doesn't have a chance because you know who's running in 2016? Fucking Hutch.
Where's my shameless self promotion?
He didn't
Yeah,
get Pope.
where's the
so
shirt?
he didn't get Pope.
Where's
I
the
thought
shirt?
that shirt was funny, man.
No, I like it. You can actually buy those, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not plugging that.
I will.
play
You
it.
can buy Hutch's Change 2016 shirt,
No, let's not. Let's
or
say
not,
that.
or
I'm
not.
plugging
Whatever.
that.
Okay, fine.
Well, you can if
Okay,
you want,
just
but I just
I'm
want
trying to
Are
be.
you gonna
I
buy
know,
with
and I do
Bitcoins?
want to, and I'm trying to be nice. And here you are, just being like, no, don't be nice, don't be
No, I
nice.
appreciate the gesture.
Why can't I be
Appreciate the
nice,
gesture.
Hutch?
You can be
Is it
nice.
because-
Just
is it
rub
because
my.
I'm white?
Give me a hand massage.
Can
It
you
is
buy
because
with
you're white.
Bitcoins?
Can you buy
What's,
them with
what's a
Bitcoin?
Bitcoin? Now
Yes,
I want you to
Chiz,
jump into
please
it. Nice
explain to me
segue.
what a
Nice
Bitcoin
segue.
is. Because everybody's been talking about it. Bitcoin,
Yes.
the Bitcoin market has crashed. Kind of something. What's a Bitcoin?
It is it exists, but it's a non-tangible currency on the internet. That's what it is. Okay, it's not controlled by any government, which is why they don't see it as a true currency. It's a fiat currency, if anything. It's just out there.
It's
now,
a fiat currency?
That's what
Are they trying to tax it? Are they trying to tax it? Is that what's up?
They want to.
They've been doing that since World of Warcraft Gold. Like
Yeah,
they've been
exactly.
doing that since that.
But it's funny because, I mean, it just blew up recently. Bitcoin's been around since 2009. Now, how you get them, anyone can do at home. It's use your GPU, you make a Bitcoin mining machine, and it's really hard to describe. But you're doing these different processes with your GPU, and you're breaking down all these different things.
Well, it's
from your
about
cache.
processing power of your computer, right?
No, it's specifically only done with the GPU.
Huh. Okay.
Litecoins can be obtained via processing of the CPU. This is why I say it's getting really complex. Nobody knows this, by the way, that's been tweeting. They just see it as like kind of a stock, essentially.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I should invest in Bitcoins. But, you know, that's how you obtain the currency and how it started. And it's going to hit a wall eventually. There's only 21 million Bitcoins that can be mined, which will theoretically end in 2140, which we won't hit. But anyway, everyone's been going batshit nuts on it, and my only pet peeve is everyone asking, because it just peaked the other day at like $266.
Well, it peaked
for
because
one
it
Bitcoin.
fell. Like it lost more than half its value
Well, that's the
in
thing.
a couple
I'm saying
hours.
that was its peak right there, and then it started to fall, and it's been falling, then it goes back up again, and then it falls. Two things that are annoying me is, like, should I invest in it now when they're asking around the $266 mark? And one, it's in a bubble. You have to realize that. It's just like any stock. Everybody says buy, buy, buy. It goes up, inflates. The people that told you to buy sell, and they get bloody rich off of it, and then the fucking stock crashes. It's just like any other stock. So my pet peeve is people asking, should I buy now when it's at the peak? That's a stupid thing. That's like saying, should I buy a stock in Microsoft right now? Like, sure, you may make a little money, but you're not getting rich off of it. You buy low, you sell high. That's my pet peeve. And there's smart people asking it. It seems like I'm being an asshole here, but
No, you just lost me, so I don't. I still.
well, it's just like
totally
any other
unclear as to
stock.
what-
Essentially, the stock
But
has
it's-
peaked, and now
it's-
it's plummeting, and it's in a bubble. Eventually, it's going to bottom out at around $30 a share again. I'm just going to talk as if it was a stock, and then it's going to go how it was before until later on, which a lot of people don't know. Architecture with GPUs and CPUs are going to get better for Bitcoin mining, and of course, it'll go back up again. But go ahead.
I'm confused because I read up about it and the whole idea of Bitcoin mining, and the idea is, which it's interesting as a currency because you can buy Bitcoins and exchange them, right? For in given stores and countries, you can exchange them for real value, or you can exchange them on private exchange floors for actual other denominations of other real currency, right?
Right.
But what's unique about Bitcoins is that the only way they are dumped on the market is by this Bitcoin mining, right? That's the only because the Fed and the U.S. Mint, they just print more money,
Right.
and you've got more cash.
People have to physically mine them, and there's, like I said, there's only 21
But what are the
billion.
processes that they are doing? Because the way I read the article I read made it seem as though there's a certain process that needs to be done, and however it's done using your GPU, whatever.
Yeah.
But people try to vie to complete that process first before other people. Because I read an article that said, well, you can string a laptop and just have it run all the time doing these processes, and it could never mine a Bitcoin. The idea of a Bitcoin is you do enough processes fast enough or something.
Right. That's somewhat true. That's the gist of it.
But
yeah.
what's
And that's
the
thing,
processes? What are they doing? What are they?
It's way too hard for me to talk. It's things to do with caches that sites that people visit, and you're breaking down these several different things and whatnot. It is so complex. That's why I never thought about doing it. And it's gotten to a point where there's no return on the investment unless you're doing it on an insane scale, or you're doing what a lot of people do, which is a bunch of people have been making Trojans that'll go into like your Skype or whatever, and they will run the processes through you and then collect the Bitcoins on the return, so they don't have to do anything. Because to make a Bitcoin farm, you need a bunch of GPUs and a bunch of power supplies. The return on investment just off the wattage that you're investing into the system is insane.
Hutch has a question.
All right, one sec. You could
Or the
mine
Führer has entered the room.
You could mine for an entire month and maybe get 1 coin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, mister.
Can we stop talking about it? It hurts my head. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
See, a lot of people now are getting an economics lesson because of this. They're like, oh, well, it's a currency.
I flunked my freshman year of economics at Sonoma State University. I did not show up for my final.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever not shown up for a final?
Yep. And then I dropped.
Have you ever resigned yourself and just said, I did not go to class half the semester. I am not going to
Exactly. It was my midterm. I was like, there was they show you where you've gone so far. It's like, wow, I've not turned in any assignment. Fuck the midterm, and I'm going to drop this class.
Sure. Well, I wouldn't even drop the class.
You're just fucking, I'm not going.
There's even worse than a W. There's a U.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know that one.
U is an unofficial withdrawal, which means you just stop showing up.
You just stop showing up.
And
exactly.
my freshman year, I'm getting off on a
it's okay. But
No,
so you
there.
not a big fan of economics is what you're trying to say.
No, I mean,
Make your brain
it's not
hurt.
that I'm not a fan. I just
No,
leave
it's
that to-
not.
I leave that
It's
to
a
greater
hard thing.
minds like Chiz because that is so Greek to me. I have
dare
no
you inflate
way.
my
My
ego.
brain is. I cannot understand it.
It's okay. No one knows everything I just said. No one understands. Everyone that's talking about it on Twitter are just like looking at it as a stock show. Should I invest? Should I not invest? And my input to you is don't invest until it gets down to like $30 again per Bitcoin.
But and the other thing that I read about one of the knocks against the Bitcoin as like a legitimate currency is the very fact that it's not backed by a government or
That's
a
the thing.
financial
No.
institution. It's a very, very volatile currency. And there
And it's
were
international.
I mean, a crash like this has happened before. I believe I read in 2010 there was like some kind of exploit where somebody could just create Bitcoins
There's been a
got
couple
'em.
of those.
And all of a sudden the Bitcoin market, the value of them crashed, and it was like, oh, and then it was up to the purveyors of Bitcoin, although they claim to not have a central agency. A lot of people seem to be deciding to just like not remember records and just expunge them and be like, oh, well, that never happened. Let's go back to work.
Right.
And it seems really odd to me because it's like, well, it's really volatile and we don't have a central organization, even though we kind of do, but we want to be a real currency. And it's like, well, why? Who would want to invest in such a volatile currency that you can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money?
Yeah. But
if you get screwed.
As worse as the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, and it was like, but it at one point it was like 1 Bitcoin is equal to, what was its peak?
266, I think. It was up in the high 200s. I think it's around 130 now. I'm not following it. It was really cool. There's a site you could go to. It was like, look at Bitcoin or something, and you could see these bubbles of when people cashed in their Bitcoins, and you could figure out, how much money they just made. I saw somebody turn in enough at one point where they cashed in $800,000. And at the same time, I was kind of laughing because I'm like, all right, it's going to drop now. Somebody just cashed in $800,000 worth. It's going to drop really quickly. It was just interesting to watch that. But yeah, I know that went over a lot of people's heads. But just the mining aspect, even I can't comprehend it. Once I figured out that the return investment on trying to pursue a Bitcoin mining machine, you couldn't make it back in Bitcoins really. Like I said, go for a month, make 1 coin. It just wasn't worth it.
Huh. That's weird. And
Can we talk about North Korea?
why? Why do you want to talk about North Korea?
It's just I can't talk about this because I don't know anything about it.
All right, fine. We have to change the
I
show
feel
for
left
Hutch.
out. I feel left out, Lefty.
Are you scared of Kim Jong-un?
Yeah, now you know how I feel when you guys talk about wrestling.
We
Oh, we didn't
barely
talk
talk
about it that
about
long.
wrestling. Come on.
What you want to talk about? Juventud Guerrera? What, the Hoodie
Oh, God,
driver?
the 450 splash? Come on.
450
This is the
splash?
best.
Get out of here. You don't know anything.
Kidman, the 7-year itch?
The 7-year itch, which also Brock Lesnar used on Kurt Angle and nearly broke his fucking neck.
Yeah, don't watch that
Lesnar's
video
a
on
douche.
YouTube. Don't
It
watch
is
that video
awful.
on YouTube.
He
Brock
almost
Lesnar's a
killed
douche.
himself.
Oh,
What?
Brock
Brock
Lesnar's
Lesnar is just a roided out psychopath who's
Yeah,
really,
he's a
all it
douche.
took was one person to kick the shit out of him in the UFC.
Did he
It's like
did he
one
get his
per-
ass kicked in the UFC?
He did. He
Oh,
got
yeah,
shit
he
on
did.
in the UFC.
Oh.
Good, because he was an asshole.
Well,
in the
no,
UFC.
he shit on a few people. Like it. No, people
Well, he
were
did,
probably.
and that's what I said. I saw one fight. His whole tactic was laying on the guy.
You just lay on him and just.
He just beat the shit out of him. That is Brock Lesnar in a nutshell in the UFC.
So what? But he won.
He's
a
brute
fucking
force. That's his
douche.
angle.
Yeah, he's
it's
brute
just
force. There's
brute
no
force.
tactic.
Do you remember who was the guy that he fought that was a little bit shorter than him, but had
just
a
as
mean
big?
right hook and
That was
nearly
good.
knocked him out. And I was waiting for the official to stop the fight,
Right.
and he didn't stop the fight. You remember that?
I think it was like
Lesnar was just sitting there
100.
getting punched, and
Yeah.
they didn't stop the fight, and he
Didn't
ended up
stop
coming
it.
back. He got him in a chokehold and won,
Mhm.
but and I think he lost the next match, and that's when he lost. the
Yeah,
title.
he's just a douchebag.
Why do
He's fun to-
you've been saying this? Why do you say he's a douchebag? Do you know him? Do you know somebody that knows him?
No, he handles himself
Yeah,
very
he's a-
poorly in public.
If you've seen him win some of these, like we talked about respecting sponsors and things like that earlier,
Mhm.
like he blatantly will go out and win, a title fight in the UFC, and then just stand up and yell, I'm not drinking Red Bull. I'm gonna go home and fuck my wife and drink this beer and whatnot. He's done shit like that. He's just a douche, man.
And his wife is Sable. He married
Yeah.
Sable from.
Really?
You remember Sable? Yeah, Sable.
Sable. She's
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I cranked one out to her in Playboy. There, I said it. I feel better.
no, that's fine. But that was like in
Yeah.
2000, 2001, 1999.
Whatever. She's still hot.
Oh well,
Okay.
yeah, she was hot then. I don't know.
She's
maybe
like 20 years older than him, but like she's still hot. Like,
he married.
but yeah, he's like an egomaniac. He's real.
Yeah.
He's real bad about it, and like, he's a worthy adversary. It's fun to watch David versus Goliath matches. So that's why that one match
Yeah.
that I was talking about where he almost got his ass kicked. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then when he finally did get his ass kicked, it was by a dude who was like taller than him and just like
Mhm.
a much better UFC, like a much better MMA fighter.
Huh.
And like,
Exactly.
it only took one person to show like, see, brute force does not always win. Watch me kick the shit out of this guy.
Exactly.
Ben, what about? Aren't there two other like real asshole brothers in the UFC? Diaz.
There's a lot of assholes in the UFC.
Yeah, there's a lot
but-
in the UFC.
Yeah, but I remember. I think the Nate and Nick Diaz or whatever their names are.
Nick
brothers
Diaz,
are-
I don't know anything
They're
about.
just gigantic a-holes. Like every time they lose, they retire. I remember there was a Deadspin article. One of them lost to the Diaz. One of them, I don't know which one. And he was like, "Man, well, this sucks because I've still got a lot of money though because I never pay my taxes and I'm retiring, but I want a rematch." And it's like,
Hey man,
What?
he just doesn't give a shit, and it's like I
manager.
don't know, he just doesn't give a shit. But like Anderson Silva even is like, he's probably the most skilled fighter in the fucking world right now, and he's kind of a dick. Like he's kind of a like he does this false modesty bullshit, but then like Dana White, you remember Dana White got pissed off at him for
Yeah.
like fucking with Forrest Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
God, he fucked with.
okay,
Forrest
stop
Griffin
talking
so
about
bad.
UFC because I don't know it enough. Okay,
Okay.
Dana
sorry.
White,
Jerks.
Dana White is a honey badger.
shut up, Chiz.
I respect Dana White though.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay, yeah. Kim what?
Kim Jong Un.
Kim
Kim
Jong-un.
Jong what? No, that's the
I'm not
next
afraid
one.
Of him.
That's his
No, I'm
kid.
not afraid of him. There's fucking laser beams that will shoot it out of the fucking sky. Like
Well, let's talk
Reagan-
about that after the break because I think
Okay, fine.
On the other side of the break, we'll talk a little bit about North Korea and Hutch. You better get Twitter out because I've got a great Twitter handle for you to follow. If you're not afraid of Kim Jong Un, you might be able to laugh at him. The other side of the Lefty Show, we're going to take it home stretch.
terrorism.
There you go, cheers. There you go.
That's how you end it.
It's Lefty. This is the Lefty Show.
Why am I not involved in the laughing during the break? What's happening?
What's the name of the YouTube video? It's a black and white video with a cat, and it's in French, and there's English subtitles, and it's all about this cat's existential crisis. He says stuff like, and it's all in French, and the subtitles will say things, and he looks so sad. And like one of the lines is, "I'm free to go, yet I remain." It's so funny. I
think you're just on the weird corner of YouTube.
No,
again.
they'll say it in the comments. It's a popular video on YouTube.
Okay, let us know. Tweet us #Lefty Show. Tweet us. Tell us about
I think
this
it's
video.
Pierre the cat or Jacques the cat or something like that. I can't remember. It's like something the cat, and it's a French name.
Somebody said Cain Velasquez. I don't know if that has anything to do
No,
with
Cain Velasquez is the guy that beat Brock Lesnar.
All right.
No, and he's also the existential cat.
Yes, he's also the philosopher.
I'm sure he's existential, you know.
Right, yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he was existential after he beat Brock Lesnar.
Aren't we all existential?
Sometimes.
Nah.
What do you mean no? Aren't we all existential? Isn't it like, don't we all fall under the umbrella of
Behind closed
existentialism?
doors.
It's something you keep to yourself. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Don't ask, don't
the
tell about
breaks.
existentialism. Just don't
What's
tell.
wrong with existentialism?
We don't
lock
want to
you up
know
with
about it. Keep it to your damn self, okay?
Racist.
Stop it. Oh, my God. Fwiz thinks I'm racist now. I don't know if you saw us on Twitter. So
No.
Fwiz and Syndicate were apparently exchanging tweets.
Oh dear.
And then some guy hops in. I didn't read like the first few tweets. Apparently racism came up or something. I don't know. And some guy jumps in and mentions me. And he's like, apparently you've never watched his videos. I guess they were talking about, no racist YouTubers or something.
I'm sure Fwiz doesn't actually think you're racist.
No, he said, he was like, oh, I didn't know. Is he actually racist? But it's gotten to that point where it's like, it's preceding. The
Oh
racist
no, you
lefty
should just
thing is preceding.
yeah, but the way you diffuse it is you should just embrace it.
Embracing.
Yeah, you should wear
Come
like,
on next show with a Klan hood.
No,
Sure.
I'm not doing that.
But what's the point if they're labeling you that
edgy.
anyway? You have to embrace it.
I'm not. I don't want to be
Like,
edgy.
I was called a rapist for whatever reason earlier. I'm gonna bring a victim with me next time. No,
Please
no?
don't do that.
Good call.
No.
It's
So
not
Kim
fun.
Jong Un.
Please don't bring your rape victims on the
Jesus
show.
Christ.
Just
Keep your
like
rape
Hutch's
to yourself.
existentialism, keep your raping to yourself. Okay.
How are you gonna equate existentialism to rape?
I'm equating it by way of saying keep it to your damn self. Ain't nobody want to hear about that shit.
Hey, I know
Voicing your
lots of people.
racist comments in public domains, Lefty.
Lots
Yep.
of people that drink special tea and eat special brownies, right, Hutch?
What? Oh
kidding.
Jesus
I love
Christ!
you.
Get out of
I
here.
love you. Don't be mad at me.
Everybody
You know-
assumes I'm high all the time. It is ridiculous. You have no fucking.
Well, you do have
these
a beer
people-
in your hand.
and I'm not talking a cider that is 5% alcohol that I've been nursing over the course of 2 hours.
drunk.
No,
This
that's
is
a,
into an intervention episode.
Hutch, we're here because we love you, and we have to say this.
That's all. We're gonna say what we love.
We think
You're hurting our lives. We cannot enable you anymore.
I cannot enable your existentialism
God.
anymore.
Oh,
It's
God,
hurting.
stop.
It's
Oh, God,
getting.
stop. Stop now.
You
But
know
it-
what
Jesus.
you've driven me to?
We've
Yeah.
all written
Why
letters.
are you doing this to me?
We've all written letters. Yes. Oh, I love that move though. I'm gonna make it about me. I'm gonna make your
You know,
whatever
it's
your
easy-
problem is about me. Make
It's
you
easy.
feel bad.
It's easy to do that sometimes, though. It's like
Yeah,
it's a trap, and if you catch yourself, then hopefully you learn your lesson about
Yeah.
codependency and all that bullshit. It's so easy to fall into that. I hate it. I hate codependency. This is way over our audience.
Anyway, let's talk about Kim Jong Un. And Hutch, I promise you, if you go to @Kim Jong #Un on Twitter and look at that Twitter, read that Twitter handle. And just read some of the stuff he said. It's gold. It's great. It's awesome. So you're not scared of Kim Jong Un. You're not scared of North Korea. 'Cause
No!
I thought this would go away. People keep talking about it.
Because
No,
they keep
it's-
doing shit to stay in the spotlight.
Well, because this little midget keeps talking shit. Stop it.
Who gives a shit? He's fucking crazy. Did you see that video that he posted? He is a total lunatic, and that does not mean he's dangerous. I am not the biggest supporter of the military-industrial complex, but I will say I'm not proud of it. Or I'm not proud of it. It's just a fact. If Kim Jong Un even tried anything, not only would that missile be shot out of the fucking sky long before it ever got here, United States is fucking crazy. Like all it
We're
takes
waiting
is
for
just,
one of these situations.
yeah, it's like the public just ends up like, do something, motherfucker. And if you shot down a missile, like parts of North Korea would not exist the next day.
Right.
And I'm not saying
Worse
that's a
than
right
that,
or a wrong thing,
yeah.
but it is true. And
Well, that's the concept of mutually assured destruction.
But it's not mutual.
It would not be mutual.
Well, yeah. You
But
get
here's
one,
the thing.
we're getting
Here's-
all of you.
Here's my one pet peeve. I said this on a previous Lefty show. They can't hit mainland U.S. There are rumors and silly bullshit like they can hit California. It's like they don't possess a missile that we know of, unless they have witchcraft and voodoo over there that can reach us. The furthest they can hit is Guam and Japan U.S. military bases. They can hit those, but guess what? Iran and China have already said they do not agree with these. If they try to move towards war in North Korea, they've already said we're not a part of it, and we do not approve of it. We're not going to help you anymore. So you've already lost your two biggest allies.
And
right
China
there.
owns our asses.
Yes, China
They
owns our
own
asses, but
us.
they help North Korea economically.
They own our
very
money.
much. Yeah, we owe them money. That's why they're nice
Lots
to us.
and lots
But
of money.
if they attacked Guam or Japan, U.S. military bases, you've just pissed off China, Iran, U.S., South Korea, and Japan because they're fucking right there. They're not doing shit. It's just a big thing
He's
to get in
crazy.
the limelight.
No,
He
he's
just wants
crazy.
attention.
Yeah.
No, he's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
He's crazy, but he's not going to do anything. I
No,
really-
he's not.
No.
No way. I don't know. Well, I'm not a fucking.
well, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. Who knows, right? But like, no way.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
The worry,
Yeah.
the worry about a lot of people that I see is that, well, they can wherever those missiles can go, they can hit something, right? And obviously you don't want things getting hit by
And there's still
nuclear.
no proof. Sorry, there's still no proof that he even possesses a nuclear warhead.
Also,
No proof.
there's little evidence to indicate that they can deliver a nuclear payload on their missile platforms. Yeah,
Thank
you can
God for
launch
the
a missile.
internet. Thank
Yeah.
God for the internet because.
Or we'd
10
all be
years
scared
ag-
in 1960 under our
Yes.
desks and shit like that. It would
Yeah.
just be like
But
that.
would we hear?
Yes.
Here's a question: would we hear about it in 1960?
Yes.
Yes.
And it would be much,
It would
much
be
more
just like
ominous.
Russia.
Yes. Well, Russia was a threat. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah, they
Russia
put missiles
Russia
90
was
miles
a threat
away.
and was a threat for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Like
But
North
we would have
Korea
a very
is
similar
not a threat.
situation on our hands here, just scare tactics and whatnot.
Well, here's a big difference. Is like, are you familiar with the Star Wars program?
Yes, I
Yes.
am. Yes.
Yeah, Reagan invested, what was it, $1 trillion? It was something huge. It was
but
like
it
$1
didn't work,
trillion.
did it? It didn't
Yes,
work.
to shoot the nukes out of the
No.
sky.
Like, we don't know. Like, the speculation is that we do have a program where
Yeah.
it will shoot frickin' laser beams out of the sky.
And
Like,
blow
we've
them
never
nukes
had
up.
to use them because no one's fired any fucking missiles our way. But I bet you anything, certain military advisors that are in this cabinet or are part of this cabinet right now, this administration, would just love to show off. Like shooting a fucking laser beam out of
Like,
the
this
sky.
is why we're in debt, you know?
Here,
I don't
fine,
know.
we built something with it. Shut up. Go back to making
Yeah.
money, idiots. Yeah, I
God damn
don't.
Reagan, trickle down economics.
Doesn't
Yeah, it doesn't
work.
work.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Trickle-down diplomacy.
It
Yeah.
didn't work. It didn't work in the fallout of the Great Depression, and it didn't work when Reagan instituted it. Trickle down, the whole idea of trickling down doesn't work. It would work if we were
Well,
robots.
no.
If we were computers, it would work. But when you
Wait.
hold on, if you're at the top of the game, if I know nothing else about the top echelon of the economy, the business owners, the movers and shakers,
The assholes.
if I know nothing else about them, given the average person, there's a certain probability that they're more of a greedy bastard than the average person.
right.
It's whatever the probability is, whatever it is, right?
They didn't get there by being sweethearts and
But-
giving out shit.
Well, maybe they did. Maybe they're really cunning. But I would bet if you came up with an objective test for being a greedy bastard and you applied it to the top echelon of the economy and owners of these conglomerates and corporations, you would find a lot more of them are greedy bastards than an average random sampling of any other society.
Sure. But oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, when you give already greedy bastards more money and expect them to initiate projects and all these things and all these initiatives to give money back to and hope that that money eventually trickles down, it's probably because they're greedy bastards. They have to be. They're there.
Two phrases come to mind, and I'm sure you both can finish these phrases. So I'm going to start them off. So, absolute power
corrupts.
Absolute power
corrupts.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And the other one is what do men?
It's power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Sorry. That's what. Okay, sorry.
But then there's also what do men with power want? But I would extend it to women. What do humans with more power want?
More power.
Oh wait, what do humans with power want? More power. I already just screwed it up. But yeah, that's.
How does he do it? How does Tim Allen do it?
People get addicted to power. It's not just money. It's power.
Yeah.
It's
right, but that's
power's more valuable than money.
That's the idea. They're already greedy bastards, probably at the top of the game. And when you give them money, you can expect them to get to
well, they'll give it
trickle it
in
down.
bonuses.
Right, but they're not. It's not gonna. It's not.
Well, look at Bill
necessarily
Gates.
Happen.
Look at Bill Gates. He made his fortune, and now he's traveling the world with his wife and giving it all away. Like that. I think he's.
He only left his kids $3 million each.
Yeah. Well, only. Yeah.
Well, but in the grand
and then when he dies,
look at his net wealth,
Good for him, man. Good for him.
No.
I support that.
But not everybody does that.
No. Not everyone. Not even 25% of people do that.
No.
He is
keep the bloodline strong. Yeah, keep the bloodline strong. But him and Bill and Melinda Gates are just traveling the world and giving all their money away.
Well, good for him. That's the very definition of fucking money.
And that's why he's only second richest person in the entire world. Because
who's the richest person?
Oprah.
I don't know. No, she's not even at $1 billion.
She's like I think she's the richest woman in
more than likely, yeah.
Maybe. No. There's like an oil tycoon that lives in like Australia, and it just came up in I think the Daily Show actually. It was like 7 months.
Well, Chiz, you got Google richest woman in the world.
Yeah, I think she's this awful woman in Australia.
Woman.
Yeah, I think so.
Why does she got to be awful? Because she's rich?
No.
Hutch?
No. I can't remember the story. Well, I shouldn't even be talking about it if I can't remember it. But she was not. People didn't like her.
No, this is podcasting. Open mouth say things.
Who doesn't like Oprah? Come on.
She gives frickin' cars away.
No, it says here it is Liliana Betancourt, the 90-year-old heiress to a 30% stake in the cosmetic group L'Oreal.
Oh, L'Oreal. Yeah, they don't fuck around.
Yeah, no, they.
Okay, never mind.
They own lots of things.
Do you like that list?
Next is a chick from Walmart, and the third, it doesn't say, some museum. I see no.
I know there. Okay, well, I got my facts all wrong then. Never mind. She might not have been the.
So wait, there's Walmart. Walmart is ahead of some museum owner of an estate of something. Wow, so new money beating old money. It's like Gatsby.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you guys gonna go see that? Who's gonna go see Gatsby?
Oh fuck
the Great
yeah.
Gatsby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The sad part is no one knows what that probably is. They think it's just a movie.
Great Gatsby? Come on.
No,
now.
people
Weren't
still
we
read
all
that in
required
high
to read that?
Yeah,
like 4 years or something?
But how many people read it?
I did.
I didn't read it. I'm not gonna lie. But Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
No, I didn't read the Scarlet Letter. We were
You
supposed
didn't
to
read
read
the Scarlet Letter?
No, fuck that. Fuck that
Scarlet Letter was
convoluted,
good.
grammatical. Like it was just verbal diarrhea. It was just verbal diarrhea. The sentence structure, like it was going one place, and then really quick, we're gonna stay in the same sentence, but I'm gonna go over here really quick, and then we're gonna come on back and finish it up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's
Makes
stylistic.
sense. I don't care. It's freaking.
Now, if you start
impacting my ability to receive the message, and yeah, that's probably
what you want
my
about
fault.
the Scarlet Letter, but as soon as you start ragging on Animal Farm or 1984, I am
1984 George Orwell.
I did not read either of those.
You have not read George Orwell's 1984?
No, hold on. Not my. I don't get to decide the books that we were assigned in high school.
But you get to decide what you read as an adult.
Yeah, so I read freaking Stephen Hawking, you bitch.
Stephen Hawking's awesome.
Yeah.
1984 is like a.
What are you talking about? Brief History of Time, or?
I read A Brief History of Time, and then Black Holes and Baby Universes, which actually turned out to be, not true. You cannot receive information from black holes, and because of that, Stephen Hawking had to buy some other physicist an encyclopedia set from which he could retrieve information readily. And then
I actually read A Brief History of Time, but I read it out of stubbornness because I did not understand a fucking word of it. And I resigned
Brief
myself.
History of Time is pretty good. It's not mathematical at all.
I
It's not insane
mean, I think I
mathematical.
was maybe 21. Maybe if I read it now.
It had bitcoins. It had a whole chapter devoted to bitcoins, talking
No,
about.
dude, but Lefty, Animal Farm literally takes an hour and a half to read. Literally, like an hour and a half to read. It's like that big, and it's so goddamn good. So I would recommend you read it. Now.
Okay.
1984.
Yeah, let me go out to Barnes and Noble and get it right now.
Kindle,
It's like you could probably buy it for 99 cents on iTunes or something.
Oh.
It's like it's a tiny, tiny, tiny book.
Yeah. Okay.
get an audiobook.
All animals are created equal, but some animals are more equal than others. It's such a great book.
Yeah. No, I was forced to read in high school. My sophomore English teacher decided we were going to read Autobiography of a Face. Fuck that book. Fuck
What
it.
was that about?
It was about
Read a book.
some chick that got cancer who turned into a slut, and it's like I don't want to read this.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What the hell? Would you call a man who is promiscuous a pimp or a slut? Out of curiosity,
I
Depends what he was doing.
Or would you call him a stud? What would you call him? Would you call him a slut?
Oh, let's not get into that.
Slut's a good word.
no.
Read the ethical slut, man. Take that word back, ladies. If
Oh,
we get
no.
to have
Don't-
lots of
don't-
sex, you get to have lots of sex. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Double standard.
no. If a guy is out cheating on a woman
Well,
or,
we didn't say cheating.
or sleeping around.
Yeah, you just said sleeping. What's wrong with sleeping around if
Sleeping
you're
around
safe?
is not. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the very act of sleeping around isn't necessarily safe. It's not a good idea.
Bullshit. Wear a condom.
Condoms don't protect against everything. Chlamydia can be transferred from pelvic region contact.
I could get I could probably get herpes by sitting on a bus stop. What's your point?
Don't sit on any bus stops. Get a car.
I'm not saying don't be safe, but this idea that women can't have lots of sex too, get out of here.
I never said men. I mean, look. Okay, God, I'm not going to
Okay,
get
I'm
into
sorry,
this issue
Lefty. I'm sorry, I'm
anyway.
sorry, I'm sorry.
No. The point was, I was in high school and reading this book. Okay, it's awful. She had cancer from a little girl, and it's affecting the rest of her life, and she beat it. Right?
Yeah.
Or, well, for a while she beat it, and she later died,
Yeah.
and I got in trouble when I clapped in class. But
You're such a bad.
my teacher
I had
hated
friends
me.
that do that at school. Where like, what is it? What is it? Of Mice and Men, where Lenny dies
Lenny?
or whatever. I had a friend jump up and cheer.
No, I felt awful, man.
Lenny didn't deserve to die. He was
He
just,
just laughed at a fucking cancer patient dying, man.
Because she wrote a book about how she turned into a skank because of cancer, and I'm supposed to read it. I didn't.
What are
hate
you
her.
talking about? Wait, hold on.
No. Let me
Is your
explain.
what's your definition of a skank?
What?
What's your definition of a skank?
When you write a book talking about when individual chapters are devoted to the different guys you were sleeping with at the time.
So what?
I didn't want to read about that.
It's an
Bukowski.
autobiography.
I hated
Bukowski wrote a-
it. No, I hated it because I knew it would piss off my English teacher. Because I was like, I want to read. I don't want to read this. I want to read other things. I don't see this as furthering anything. Reading this, I can understand how people would like it.
The perspective. Like, what about like anytime someone goes through some horribly traumatic shit, it is not uncommon for them to go and sleep with lots of people, because sex feels good and it provides you comfort in a time of like horrible shit. Some people do it very destructively.
Okay.
Some people don't do it very destructively.
I
That's all
don't
I'm
think
saying.
you should force sophomores in high school to read that.
What?
And I didn't even get a choice.
Why? We read what?
Because
What?
I didn't want to read
I
it.
read
What,
the
I have
Bible in grade school, and
That's
that
not my
was
br-
infinitely more
So
violent
wait.
and horrifying.
You're
than,
saying
like,
you're
the-
saying anybody they can write a book about sleeping around, whoring around,
But what
whatever.
about Oedipus
Sure.
Rex? I'm sure you read
But
Oedipus
I
Rex.
their
have to
honest
like
experience.
it. I have to read it.
Oedipus Rex. Did
I
you
have
read
to
that?
like it. Why do
Did
I
you
have
read
to like
Oedipus
it?
Rex?
Why do I have to like it? Why do I have
No,
to
you
accept
had
it?
to
Well, did you see the movie Hitch? Did you call him a slut?
No, because that movie was awful.
Well, okay.
How do you know if
fine.
you haven't seen it?
All right, fine. What's another? The Ladies' Man from Saturday Night Live. No one was calling his character a slut. They were just laughing at it. If it was a girl, they would have been like,
It's
"Oh, I don't
because
know
it was
about this."
comedy. It was intended to be comedic.
Okay,
It
well, let me
wasn't-
think of a better example. What? JFK? What?
You
who?
want to
No?
know a book? You want to talk about man whoring? If that's what you're talking about.
Wilt Chamberlain.
No. Here's a book. Tucker Max.
Dude, that's a great
Tucker
book.
Max.
No,
That's
it's
a great
an
book
awful
and a great
book. It's an
website.
awful
Great
book.
website.
I don't want to read about.
It's just his life and he's putting it out there. If you want to read it, so be it.
Well, right. If it was, I would have more ground to hate it if it was assigned to me. But
If
that's
that
a
was
book
assigned
about.
to you, you're in one hell of a school.
That's
I
a
just wanna point
book
that
about
out.
man whoring that I started reading. I'm like, I don't want to read this.
Everybody go
anymore.
to TuckerMax.
All right, there. That's fair. All right. Now, all right. So as long as it's directed both ways.
There was one story about how he tried anal sex.
Oh, there's some pretty fucking
Oh.
intense stories.
What was
I
it?
didn't
What
read
was
any
the
of
chapter where
books,
he tried to do it in the 2-hole with a girl, and it's
Yeah,
not
you can go to his site.
His
There's a
or
bunch of
hers?
stories. Hers.
hers.
Oh.
And
Go
he
to
had
the
a-
website. There's a bunch of stories you can read. Not the.
I don't know
What's
if
the
they're
story?
real.
You tried to have anal sex and you
They
couldn't?
are real.
That
TuckerMax.
doesn't sound like much of a story.
No, I don't know. It's gonna.
Did
it's
poop come out? Did he get poop dick? Is that what you mean? Or was it the pink sock?
a lot of.
A lot of poop.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's normal. You run that
And
risk if you have anal
hold
sex.
on.
I'm just
and
saying.
then he vomited on the bed because of the poop.
Oh,
Then because he vomited, she turned around and vomited.
oh my god.
And then
That
ran
sounds
out of the
so
room.
awful.
Hold
All
on,
right,
hold
I
on.
stand
And
corrected.
then
That's awful.
his friend, whom he had hired to videotape it, burst out of the closet because he was laughing so hard and he couldn't contain himself. Mm-hmm. That's Tucker Max. And
Yeah,
I don't want
What's
to
she
read
doing
that
eating a
story.
turkey dinner right before anal sex? Like, doesn't she know better? Do a power cleanse or something.
Oh
Take
god.
notes from Jizz. I take notes from Jizz. Wow. Take notes from Jizz.
Just writing the book. Well, you've got the live streaming 101 website. Now you've got anal sex 101.
Jesus
There
Christ.
you go.
got
I
it.
think that's what Dude
Amateurs.
Sandwich can be. That's what you can do with it. It can be an anal sex tutorial.
Just don't eat right before you have anal sex or something. I don't know.
That's-
Not that I know.
But that's you want an idea of Tucker Max. That's what it was. And I started reading it. I was like, I don't want to read this anymore. That one chapter, I was like, oh my, that's just
I
so
am not
awful.
reading
It's
that.
funny.
I can't believe you picked it up, not knowing what you were getting into.
Well, everybody was talking about it during the time when I was in college. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Tucker Max," and
is
he
a
was
legend.
revered. He was like, everybody's like,
He's a
"Oh my
legend.
God, this book." I'm like, why would you want to be this guy?
Because you're in college with a bunch of drunk frat guys.
The guy's a douchebag. He's an entitled little bitch. It's just
Why are you insinuating
Have you
all
ever,
of these things?
because
Well,
he
have you-
said in that specific chapter that we talked about, he's like, I got my dad to pay for and make a reservation at a really ritzy restaurant in Florida or wherever the hell he's from.
Have you guys ever heard of a book called The Ethical Slut? Have you ever heard of it?
No,
I actually haven't even read
heard
it, but I have a lot of friends who have explained to me what they learned from it.
Uh-huh.
And the basic idea is that slut became this bad word, right? It's like, oh, she's
Right.
a fucking slut. And the idea of the ethical slut is like, take that word back. Being a slut is a good thing, but like, make sure you're not having like harmful sex. Make sure you're not harming your own well-being or the well-being of someone else
Okay.
or however many parties are involved. As long as you're not harming anyone, there's nothing wrong with women having lots of
No.
sex with lots of people if they want. As long as
well,
they're
yeah,
safe.
if they want, okay.
And
yeah.
even if they don't want to be safe, that's their prerogative, man. Well, actually, now you're
No,
affecting other people.
no,
You
'cause
should
they
always
have
be
any-
safe, but
Yeah.
you should always be safe. But this idea that women can't have lots
No,
of sex or that
slut
it
for
makes
me
them
has always been something where it's somebody, a man or a woman, has made a commitment to another man or another
No,
woman.
that's cheating whore. That's cheating
Well,
whore.
whatever. Okay, so now you're just. I
Or
don't know.
cheating
I
guy,
use slut
it
in
was-
that way. That's how that's how I use. Slut.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good clarification then. Never mind.
That's what
take
it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
I still fucking. That's
Fuck
another topic that
autobiography
we can
of
get
the
to on the
face.
next podcast. But it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. This idea that like, oh man, I don't want to be with her. She's been with like 10 guys. It's like, well, by the time you're like 29, like, if you okay, let's say
Well,
you start having sex with when you're 18, and now let's say you're 28. Let's say that someone asks you how many people you've had sex with, and you say, I've had sex with 30 people. I'm not saying that that's my number or anyone else's number. I'm just making a number up. Like, now, that sounds like a lot like, but think about that. That's 2 people a year. 2 people a year. And like, I'm not, I'm not a religious man, so I'm not bound by those constraints by my own volition. But is that really that bad? Is that really that bad? 2 people a year? That sounds like a normal sex life to me, to adults that I know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a rant. We're running out of time. I'm sorry.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should necessarily. I don't think anybody should be universally shamed or decried for how many people they've had sex with. But
No.
however, I think it's also unfair to get mad at somebody for saying, "Oh, you've been with how many people?" I'm not cool with that.
Okay, but I do, because it's like there's a simple solution to that.
Well, then why do you
Just-
shame them? As long as they're not shaming.
No. I'm saying it's never okay. Yeah, sure. Someone has the prerogative of saying, "Well, you've slept with 30 people. I don't want to sleep with you." I think that's bullshit and stupid because there's a solution.
Okay,
to that.
it's stupid, but they're not doing anything wrong.
There's a solution to that. Go get tested. If you have a question about the safety of the sexual relationship that you're getting into, both of you just take a trip to the doctors and go get tested. And if something pops up, decide whether or not you love that person and whether or not you're willing to.
But why do they have to give a reason? Why if they just say, "Oh, you've been with 30 people? Nah, no good for me."
Sure, if that's your prerogative, fine. But it's like you're missing out on some good.
Probably some good sex. If it's a high number, probably good. A lot of people tried it out. A lot of people have.
That's why when they were making fun of Sam's girlfriend, like way back in the day, and I shouldn't even resurrect this, but like that was so ridiculous. I thought that was so. I just women, you have my.
Go forth and fuck.
There you go.
Be safe. Take care of yourselves and don't hang out with assholes. Don't hang out with assholes. That's all I'm saying. Like, and guys, don't hang out with asshole girls. There's asshole girls. There's asshole guys. Just choose wisely and be safe. That's all there is to it. And
Feminist
if you're
Hutch,
young, talk to your fucking parents.
Hutch change 2016.
I'm running a platform
He's got the
of
feminist
sexual
platform.
openness. That's going to be my platform.
There you go.
That's
That's probably
that should go real well.
That should go over very well.
It might. I don't know. Who knows? Like the world's changing so fast these days. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Just be safe. That's it. Or don't be safe. Or don't be. If you can find somebody that's like, hey, let's not be safe. Okay. Go be unsafe. But then
seriously, be
don't
safe.
cry when you get herpes.
Yeah. Seriously, be safe.
Don't cry when you're like, oh, and herpes. You get that. You keep that shit for life, like luggage. Little Eddie Murphy close out the Lefty show. Okay, good. I watched Raw last night.
I'm just saying, if you take, I know people with herpes that take Valtrex, they never get outbreaks ever again for the rest of their life. But it's like herpes is bad. It's a pain in the ass, but it's like, it's bad. Be
or
safe.
we could just fund the genetic research to
finally
cure it instead of like masking outbreaks or.
Well, viruses are really hard to kill.
Yeah, but on a genetic level, if you can tailor genetic cures, that seems a lot easier. Because the problem with curing viruses is that you have to find something that works for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't really. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on YouTube.
Could have fooled me.
But fuck you, Chiz. Anyway, that's the Lefty show. We've got the. I just got a call. The bullets are here. We're gonna take the show out back after the show, and hopefully it dies after this one. And then when we come back, it was
a good run. Let's do
it was
one
a good
of these
run.
here.
Yeah, no,
we
didn't get to do that. I thank everybody that helped grow the show. All the viewers, of course, everybody for being here.
Season 1, test season.
Dr. Chiz for basically prying his way into the show when I was like, I'm going to start a podcast, and he was like, why didn't you invite me? And Hutch for just showing up one day and never ever leaving.
And Katie for helping producing.
Yes, and Katie for being there.
She's not here tonight, but she's done great.
She has.
Great
She was actually a fundamental reason for why the show started is because I started it. I was like, you know what? I want to involve her in what I do, and I have fun around her, and I think it'll serve many different purposes well. And so that's why Katie is a part of, or we're trying to make Katie a part of what we do. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining. Hopefully next time you see us, we will be That's Not Why You Called, a brand new podcast. Sure to just barnstorm over this YouTube scene. These cats ain't got nothing on us. I'm just kidding. We suck bad.
Taking the world by storm.
Going hand-to-hand with Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Joe Rogan. We're bringing that back. Fuck Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan sucks.
We're going for Adam Carolla. We're going even higher.
Yeah,
we're going for Adam Carolla.
Let's Joe Rogan first.
Okay.
Let's conquer Joe Rogan. Yeah, once we get Joe Rogan, then we can go after Adam Carolla. But anyway, thank you guys for joining. That's our time. We got to get out of here. As always, links in the description for everybody here. You're at my YouTube channel. You can follow Chiz at Dr. Chiz on Twitter. You can also find him at youtube.com/drcoffeemd. Of course, at Oh My God, It's Hutch. You know him. You love him. Link is in the description as well because Sean0728. YouTube.com/Sean0728. It's SHAUN.
The only phonetically correct way of spelling Sean, I might add.
Okay, there we go. And of course, I'm Lefty. You are here. You can follow me on Twitter at Lefty643. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We are out. Peace.
Terrorists.
Oh, God. Why did you have to do that?